All right, what's going on, Conscious Crew? It is your favorite breakdown commentator, CTV. Welcome to another riveting episode of the Consciouztv platform. Breaking news, allegedly. Before we get started, go ahead and thumbs up this video until it is absolutely stuck. Not only does thumbing up help with YouTube's algorithm, but more importantly, it triggers up YouTube's notification system so that other Conscious Crew members who are subscribed to the platform and love the platform and indulge the platform but are not getting notified can be notified thanks to your thumbs up, honey. Thumbing up is one of the most significant things you can do for any live stream or pre-recorded content on this here platform. So whether you are a Bush baby, a part of the replay gang, or you are active in these live chats right now in living color, baby, thumbing up is a must and a mandate. Okay. Also, shout out to all the new subbies. Love you long time. Also, make sure that you have your notification bell set to all. And don't forget to share this alleged breaking news out and this stream out, girl. Wherever it is you have digital community, whether you have digital community on MySpace, on Facebook, on the dark side of Twitter and Tumblr, or your personal OF, I don't give a damn where you lay the link. Just let them whores know that we are allowed live and in color. With no further ado, let's go ahead and push on through. Okay. Hold on, girl. I fucked around and fucked up my intro. Hold on. This new back book is a mess. Hold on. Okay. Okay.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I'm gonna drop the link for sure. Okay, I'm gonna drop the link for sure. What's going on, Poetic Flacco? Hey, Kevin. What's going on, everybody? So you guys know we just got off the damn live stream, girl. Okay, because this missing 25-year-old Alabama woman by the name of Carlee, aka Carlee Russell, went missing out of thin fucking air, honey. Okay, the police had to release the traffic cam footage and allowed us to see the whole entire 4-minute escapade, which involved Carlee Russell scrolling up the shoulder of Interstate 459, okay, until she came to a stop. She gets out of the driver's seat, walks around her vehicle, sits in, opens the passenger door, gets in the car, and then allegedly is missing, girl, okay? All the police find who come into view about 1.5 minutes after she sits in her passenger seat is her wig, her purse, her car still running, her phone, her hat, etc. Child, a massive 100 persons rescue mission was put in place to find Miss Carlee. Well, allegedly, according to a single source that's reporting this, which is WSBRC6 or something like that, are reporting that she is alive. And guess what? The 100 people didn't find her ass in the woods. They found her at home. Girl, let's get into it. I'm going to be dropping a link because this story keeps getting more bizarre. And shout out to the street committee who sent me a Twitter link where we can see a well-lit, edited version of that footage. So I'm going to show all of that before I drop the link. This is going to be super quick. So let's go ahead and get into the news report, girl. And once again, not a lot of outlets are reporting this. The source of this report is WBRC.com. And some of the other media outlets are now picking it up, like Fox News, etc. But this is coming out of WBRC. So I don't know if this is true, if this is a hoax, or whatever the case may be. It's kind of a bizarre update, but then again, we're talking about a completely bizarre situation. But let's go ahead and go over to WBRC, child. Hold on. And thumbs up the video as you guys come in, okay? All right, so this is WBRC, who initially reported on the incident, but they updated their page about 50 minutes ago, okay? So as you guys can see here from the headline, Carlee Russell found alive and taken to a UAB hospital. The article goes on to say Carlethia, aka Carlee Nicole Russell, a 25-year-old Black female who is 5'4", 150 to 160 pounds, and resides in Hoover, was reported missing July 13th, just 2 days ago. But as of tonight, you guys, that you guys see here, a Saturday night update, 11 p.m., per the Hoover Police Department, the Hoover 911 Center received a call at 10:45 p.m. that Carlee Russell had returned home to her residence. Hoover Police and Fire responded to the scene to evaluate Carlee and transported her to a local hospital for more evaluation. More details will be provided when they become available. WBRC has confirmed through Angela Harris, whoever the hell that is, that Carlee Russell has been found alive and taken to a UAB hospital. The Hoover Police Department has released an additional photo of Carlee Russell that may accurately depict her current appearance. Not really sure why that would be necessary, but this is just her without her wig and makeup. According to Crime Stoppers, the reward for information on the case has been increased to $55,000. Okay, so that was the update this morning. Okay, so we already know what the story is. We covered the story, girl. So this is the latest updates here, girl. So I have more questions than not. This is definitely giving even more missing 411 persons, girl, because what happens in a lot of the missing 411 cases, people go, they get snatched up, raptured up into another damn dimension, come out of, so somehow wander successfully out of that dimension, and then they go home as if nothing happened, girl. They just get in their car and drive home. Now, this is what's crazy about this is I'm going to assume that police and authorities didn't leave her car sitting there on the side of the road. I'm sure that her keys were taken out of the ignition and her car was towed off. Okay, that's protocol. So how in the hell did she get home? How did she just wander home to her parents' house? How did she just went home? Not to the police station. She didn't go to a hospital. She didn't go she just went home. And then from there, obviously the police were called. We damn sure need answers. Okay, they found her at home. She came home. How did she get home? Certainly, had she been abducted, I mean, unless she escaped a ravaging situation, but we're going to assume that if she was abducted and people were trying to hurt her, that she probably would have been really in bad shape, not enough to just walk home wherever she escaped from. We need answers. This is why I was hesitant to come live this early on about the story, because I was going to let it play out enough when I saw that this news came single-handedly from like a single source, and now some of the outlets are just copying and pasting the story, and I'm just like, okay. And we also don't know what happened. We know she didn't drive home. We just don't have the context, and the context is really what's going to matter here. If now she is in fact actually, been found and she's at a hospital, if that's actually the case, we now going to need what happened. This is going to get even more interesting. That once again she returned home. That's like I said in the last live, that's not uncanny. People make it out of these experiences, and let's revisit this. And thank you to the Conscious Crew member who sent me this video. This is according to Nerdy on Twitter, and this is they lightened the video to the point that it almost looked like it's taken in broad daylight now. So now you get an even more clear depiction, okay, of what happened. This is the footage. It's been lightened up so we can really see in the clear, girl. And let me tell you, I've watched this footage too, 3 or 4 times, you know, when I was sent this, and it's the same. Carlee just vanished. In this well-lit video, nothing exceptional happens. It's just a well-lit video. There's still nobody that comes in the frame, no nothing, but I'm going to let you see it for yourself just to sustain just how strange this all is, okay? So let's watch this footage. You guys can see here, this is a super well-lit video. It's not grainy. Whoever did the editing work on this did a wonderful job. So this is Carlee. Put it into frame. The traffic cam is capturing all of this. All these lights are just backlights from these cars and these cars and these cars off of these metallic billboards and shit, as we can see here. Pay them no mind. They are blinking synchronistically with lights and all of that. The lights that you guys see here, the yellow, the oranges, all of those are from cars and from signal lights, emergency lights, brake lights, etc. It's nothing supernatural going on here, okay? So you guys see here, Carlee stops right before she crosses these 2 billboards here, these 2 highway signs. Okay, she's getting out here, okay? She's getting out. She's coming around the back, you see here. Okay, she comes around to the side. Okay, she opens up her passenger door and she leaves it open, and then the lights continue to flash, and you just look. And just like in the original footage that's darkened, that's it. She's just there in the car. You see no other shadows. You see no activity. You see no one running it toward the car, running away from the car. You don't see any cars parked behind her on the shoulder or ahead of her on the shoulder or to the right of her or to the left of her. Nobody else is noticing anything out of the ordinary for a woman that allegedly was snatched out of her wig and her hat, etc. You never saw any shadow of a baby, etc. Once again, there were no other reports this night of a baby wandering. Carlee was the only person who saw a child, who busted a U-turn for a child. She was sure she saw a child. She pulled up to the child, allegedly, and she started talking to the child, and her sister-in-law, who was on the phone with her, overheard a big yep. For people who are saying that this is a big hoax, it's not a hoax. We have the real life footage right here. We know she disappeared into damn thin air. That doesn't change. Even if she has been found alive, etc., it doesn't change the fact that this woman disappeared out of thin air. And then she just came home out of thin air. Everything is thin air. The fact that she went home is not necessarily strange, as people will go to, you know, you are going to go to your safe place, you know, if you've been through a very traumatic or bizarre experience or something negative happened to you. But it just leads to a lot of, it's also, it just leads to a lot of questions. And it's also kind of strange, you know, what happened from this point? Because we see nothing happen. She just gets in the car and that's it. The door is open and there's no other activity. Nobody else on the road is responding to anything. Obviously, as I stated in the last live, the highway is consistently fluid with witnesses, truck drivers, civilians that you guys see here. Never at one point was her car just sitting there and there was no traffic. People know she's there because people are switching lanes to avoid hitting her. They're getting over to the left lane, etc. So you see here, people getting to the left lane, etc. You see here, these trucks moving to the left lane. So they're looking directly at Carlee. Clearly, nobody snatched her up out the vehicle. Clearly, there was no trouble. Nobody called 911. Nobody corroborated and came forward saying that there was a distressed woman being carried off with a baby. No, nothing. People would have saw her. People are looking directly at her vehicle. And once again, you see consistent traffic. Consistent traffic. You don't see any other human activity around her vehicle. You don't see any other shadows. You don't see anything. And this video footage is in broad daylight. And the orbs, those aren't orbs. All of the light y'all are seeing, trust me, I have analyzed this video. Ain't no orbs. All of the lights y'all are seeing are man-made orbs. They are reflections off of the lights, the brake lights, and the lane switching lights, okay? And the lights and the way they travel and the way they turn off are all consistent with how far the cars are going, where they are, etc. There's no orbs. Well, at what point do you see an orb, a Mecca, a green orb? Or where? Do you remember at what place in the video? To see that all this are backlights. See all that? This is that car's lights turning orange, blinking, yellow, etc. All of that is reflective light. Yeah. So now I'm going to drop the link, child. Once again, this came from a single source. I don't know whether some outlets are picking it up because it's just good news and we all want it to be true. Apparently this came from Angela Harris. I don't know who the hell that is, but allegedly Angela Harris told this news outlet that she had been found. So I don't know, you know, how true the news is, but this is what's now being reported and it's spreading like wildfire, as all things do on social media, which doesn't necessarily make it fact because it's spreading like wildfire. This news is coming out of etc. So let me drop the link, okay? Poetic Flacco, hit the link, sir. This is your time to shine. Hit the link. All right, I dropped the link, everybody. Yeah, this is as far as I'm able to zoom in on the MacBook. It can't magnify any of that, but I've seen this footage a trillion times, and it's nothing, you know. And if there was something, once again, it shouldn't just be supported by us witnessing something. There are actual witnesses driving past all of this all night, and certainly, and like I said, it's a bunch of flashlights. You know, like all these headlights are just a bunch of flashlights, and nobody reported anything out of the ordinary. They didn't report seeing anything. Nobody called in about anything. It's just nothing happened in the footage. It's just nothing to be seen. The footage is actually strange because there's nothing happening. There's nothing that happened that can explain her disappearance in the footage. I want to welcome I Am Strange Peaches back. Poetic Flacco, if you got your ass in the chat, hit the link, sir. Hey, Strange Peaches, what do you think about breaking news? And what do you think about this better edited footage?
What in the bluebell hell? Like, who's talking about her? I don't. What the fuck? Okay, I hope she wasn't cloned. That's all I'm gonna say. If she appeared out of fucking thin air just like Jamie Foxx, like poof, bam, here I am. Look,
but you know what, though, Strange? I don't think she still can't be playing because we still see her disappear out of thin air. Something did happen to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just hope she get to talking. She better get to talking, because.
Man, come on, Conscious. Come on, bro.
Woo! Jesus.
What? Talk to me.
All right, look, man. Right, look, man. Oh, wait. Let me actually mute mine.
You got some background going on too.
Yo, listen, Conscious, man. I think maybe I have to be the one to say it, so like maybe like we can all just say, you know what? Like somebody is making common sense here. Mm-hmm. We know it's a hoax. We know the abduction never happened. Now, there's only two case scenarios here, right? She's either another Jussie Smollett, where she just made up this whole thing for some attention, or wait, give me 1 second. My audio fucked up. 1 second.
Oh, we can hear you loud and in color.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me now?
Uh-huh. I can hear you the whole time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Sorry. Right. So look, there's only two options here. She's either another Jussie Smollett, or she had a mental breakdown. And let's really break this down, right? So let's just first tackle the I found a child story. Her family member says they heard her talking to the child. Mm-hmm. They never heard the child respond. So hence, it could very possibly be she was talking to that child as a cover up, right? But again, if the child never responded back, there ain't no facts or proof a child ever existed. Now, I'm gonna tell you this though: if you're talking to a toddler in a very assertive tone, like, "Hey, get here," at the very least, the toddler going to turn around and mumble back to you, bro. You feel me, right? So hence, if her own family is saying, "We ain't here, no baby. We just heard this crazy lady yelling at a make-believe child." Now, now listen, bro. All right? That right there, it ain't just no regular highway. You feel me? Like, there's people driving by, and they can see out their windows exactly what's happening. If somebody is coming through and abducting her forcefully, right? Again, she's about 160 pounds. She ain't no like 5'1", 110-pound chick, bro. You feel me? It's gonna be a struggle of some sort. So if there's a struggle and there's people driving by, so everybody just missed it, nobody saw nothing, man, come on, bro, right? And now 3, they found her at the Red Roof. Now, hey, listen up, bro. I don't know any kidnapper who is kidnapping you and taking you to a hotel, shorty. All right?
Hold on. Before you go down the rabbit hole, Flacco, some of the stuff you're saying hasn't been verified. We don't know where she was. We don't know whether she was at a hotel. We don't know.
No, I heard the I like heard it heard the police call where they said like she's been identified and found at the Red Roof.
I think that was a troll, because the family showed up at the motel, but there was like no activity. And then a cousin came out. This was on another content creators live. The cousin came out, said that it wasn't true, that she wasn't really there. So I think somebody was fucking with her family.
All right.
So some of this shit could be a lie then, because the report that I read from, which is the report that all the other sources are citing, says that she hold on, I'm gonna read it again from says that she came home. Here it is. She per the Hoover Police Department, the Hoover 911 Center received a call at 10 p.m. at 10:45 p.m. that Carlee Russell had returned home to her residence.
So this just happened. She went to her
at 7:30. According to WBRC, Hoover Police and Fire responded to the scene to evaluate Carlee and transported her to a local hospital for more evaluation. More details provided.
R-worded too. They said she was R-worded.
Well, I came up.
Who said that?
I said it because I'm too.
No, who had reported that she had been sexually assaulted?
There's this lady at the hospital. So basically, I think one of the nurses or whatever, they leaking information. And that's how
you need to be.
Man.
Okay,
Yo,
but let
question
me
for y'all though.
What?
I wanted to clarify because I sent this article. I don't know if someone else sent you that, but the lady that Angela Harris, she was actually one of the people that was instrumental in searching for her. Her daughter was abducted and murdered in the area, so she actually joined Carlee's parents in the search initially. So when you say you don't know who the hell she is, there's an actual law in Alabama after her child who was abducted and murdered about 4 years ago.
Oh yeah,
so to give it's Anaya's.
YouTube, I don't like the Erder word, so we just use Erder, or we just.
Excuse me, Erder.
Okay, so that's who Angela Harris is.
So that's who.
The woman who had lost her child under similar circumstances, and forces. Okay.
So to give credence to that article.
Okay, so then
and
that
that's
makes
why
Angela a lot more credible in this case. But even for the people who feel like this is a hoax, I'm still trying to figure out. So how the hell?
It don't make sense though, Conscious.
No, the footage still don't make sense.
Yeah.
How did she get abducted in this footage? Is my question.
And that's my point too, right? And then secondly, though, Conscious is so like, and they found her phone and the wig in the same spot.
Yeah, they found everything in proximity to each other.
So how does that work? if it was a forceful abduction, the kidnapper like packed up the wig and the phone and neatly like placed it in the same spot.
Well, we don't know if it was neatly placed, but it was just found.
Man, come on, bro. Yo,
look, you
right?
look.
None of this makes sense, bro. It feels like none of this makes sense at all, Conscious.
You talking to somebody. You talking to somebody who does not like. If she says she was abducted, I guess I will be forced to believe that. But nobody can explain how that happened in this footage
because it never happened.
All right, Conscious. Hey, baby.
Now, this is the thing. If she gets to the hospital and the hospital, because obviously if she says she's been assaulted, the hospital is going to do a assault kit. And if it comes back that assault kit tested positive for assault, then, once again, it can be whatever it needs to be. I'm just trying to figure out, period. I don't give a damn whether, whatever the story is whatever the story is. I'm trying to figure out how the fuck did we not see that in this footage?
Yeah, give it restitution.
Nothing of that happens in this footage. And this is traffic cam footage. This ain't footage that she got access to. It wouldn't be no point in this footage being edited by any of the higher ups. She literally just disappears. You do not see her. And let me tell you how crazy this is. Someone just sent me a picture, and I'm just like, and I'm just only going to show this just to show you how desperate people are to assert anything they can find to make sense out of. Somebody sent me this screenshot. Somebody claimed that this is a vehicle. If you blow it up, you realize this is a damn sign.
That's a sign. It's
a sign. It's being blotched out by the trees.
I seen this one video on TikTok. They showed a shadow going past one of the signs, like a human.
Yeah, it's plenty of shadows from the vehicles passing by that are going all across the trees, going all across the area. I'm just like, oh my God. Okay, because I want people to use their critical thinking skills. Let's say this is a car backing out of the damn woods. You still don't see Carlee being abducted. That's the foundation of this whole footage. You do not see her walking from her car. You do not see anybody interacting with her car. You do not see nothing. So my explanation is, once again, how the hell did she just vanish?
We don't running into the woods.
Vanish to the point that the police pull up a minute or so less after she gets out of her car to the passenger seat, and there's no signs of her. Not only did we see nothing happen here, they saw nothing happen here. Nobody else on the damn road saw anything happen here. And guess what? I'm going to assume that if this was a vehicle pulling out, that the rest of the surveillance footage would show the car pulling out onto the road and taking off.
Hey, Conscious, can I say something real quick, baby?
Hey, Neo, yes.
How you doing? Hey, so I'm a truck driver. And one thing that I try to let people know, because I just found out about this story not too long ago because I've been busy all day. Truck drivers can see down the road like almost a half a mile. If somebody was snatching and grabbing that girl, a truck driver would have saw it on the side of the road. So that's why the whole mystery behind her just vanishing, like, I'm not going to say hoax. I don't understand why the brother might be saying hoax, because I don't see how she can fake the surveillance. That's the government property, right? That means the government have to be in on it. Now, I try not to play the spooky card, but, y'all know I have a whole little theory about people living in a simulation anyway. But something happened to that girl. And being that they have not reported what happened to her, because you remember that article you just read, Conscious, it don't even give us an explanation of what happened to her. They said it's unclear. So that's the only thing that I'm getting a little suspicious about. Okay, now, if y'all got this girl, y'all know where she at. Did she give you a statement on what happened to her?
Bro,
Yo, sorry.
My bad. Go ahead.
No, right, no. So, I do want to respond back to the Queen right? So, like, she says, like, she can't fake this video, which I definitely agree. Like, she can't fake the video, but the video, like kind of shows that the abduction story is cap, right? Because it doesn't show her being abducted. It shows her parking, you know. It shows her, you know, like throwing on like her like has her lights, but it doesn't show her being abducted. It doesn't show her chasing after no kid.
I'm so sorry. Anastasia,
Sure.
false equivalency, who just said you wouldn't see it unless you were looking for it. Kids get abducted in shopping centers full of people without people seeing anything yet. But we're not talking about people, because if the surveillance footage was in proximity of that abduction, guess who would see it? The surveillance footage would capture it. So right here, we ain't got to worry about human paying attention or not. We have a stationary traffic cam that's pointed directly at Miss Carlee Russell and shows her getting out of her vehicle, in her vehicle, and then there's nothing else until the police show up. So this isn't about humans and kids getting snatched up around people who ain't paying no attention. This surveillance camera is by nature designed to pay all the attention, even to what we ain't paying attention to. So we would still be able to see, to Flacco's point, that activity piling into this footage in terms of a human being snatching her up, grabbing her up, dragging her off. And once again, look at how bright this footage is. This is a far contrast to the initial footage we saw, which was it in its original state, which was literally filmed at night. This looks like it was taken in the evening because of just how, that's the orb, like that's the orange light, which is once again a blinking reflective light from that car that has the signal light turned on in the far left of the changing lane.
So where did the footage come from? Did they edit it?
Somebody on the internet brightened up the footage so that we could see it clearly. And they also apparently they made it even more HD because it's not as pixelated either. So we can see even more clearly now that there was no other humans involved in this situation with Carlee. She literally got in her car and vanished. I don't know where the fuck Flacco went. I'm gonna drop the link for him. Got in the car and vanished. Vanished. You can see it. You can see it for you. You're looking at it for yourself.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I'm trying to like. Every time I keep trying to find an explanation, I can't even think of anything. You feel me? Because I was like, all those trucks passing by. If the girl did get snatched up, we would have saw it. Somebody would have reported it. And then I don't see like any figures look like it's running into the woods. I don't even see where she probably could have ran into the woods herself. But being that the footage clearly show that we don't see nothing. She was in the car. She got out the car, got back in the car, and then that's it.
What's the boy's name that got M-worded in school? The KJ boy. I don't know why I'm feeling
with his organs missing.
Huh?
Is that who you're talking about?
Who? Say it again. What name you say?
He had his organs missing. You say?
Yes, yes, I think. Was that true that he had the organs missing? I don't know, but
yeah,
like that. You know how they played with the cameras at first, then the real story came out later. Like
sis. I'm familiar with that story. That boy name was Kendrick something. I forgot his last name, but no, they had proof that footage was altered because when the investigators was when the family hired a private investigator and they was going through the footage, they kept asking them why were certain timestamps missing, and then they admitted that the one of the suspects' father was an FBI. Was in the FBI, and they said that they know that they went in there and altered footage. So that's why that story was so,
right. Get that,
crazy.
But what I'm saying is how we know this ain't altered.
Well, you can see it's not glitching on the Kendrick thing. You see the timestamps. You see one time, and then it jumps to like 2 hours.
Yeah,
like, so yeah, you on that one you saw the difference by the timestamps.
So are we looking at a supernatural phenomenon on camera? Because that's the only way
Hey,
to.
y'all already know Neo-S philosophy. Y'all already know I think we living in a simulation anyway.
That's what
So,
it's into another dimension.
because I keep telling people I don't seen shit happen where I know for a fact I was driving somewhere and I was in the open world and like a few seconds later I wind up at a fucking dead end. So y'all already know I feel like we in a simulation anyway. I told that story before. That I know that I was on an open road and I went to make a U-turn to go pick somebody up and then I was in a dead end. So y'all know my theory. Y'all
Like
know my
that show.
can't prove it, but that's my theory.
Like that show From, where people with those people, the whole town, where you get lost and the people end up in the town, but you can't escape the town, but you get lost. Like you found, like they found a tree in the road, so they ended up in the town, but now they can't leave the town, and it's just a whole bunch of weird supernatural stuff. A show called From. That's why, like, a theory from the show that people think that it's like a simulation, or the government's like playing with the people and they have it like altered. It's so crazy. Maybe that's where she went. Do you think I hope she remembers where she was.
Yeah, she probably is probably gonna come. So I remember this. There's another story, crazy ass story. I'm subscribed to this channel by this guy. He does like a lot of spooky story telling of like real life mysteries, and this case was also featured in the Missing 411. It involved a brother and a sister, a white sibling dynamic. They had went out hiking in the woods as well. I forgot what city this was in. And they ended up, like, upon them trying to, like, they were done with their hiking experience, etc. They were coming out of the situation and they couldn't find their way out of the woods. Like they were just walking at one point for hours and hours and just never reached the exit. And they just figured that they must have got lost. They must have just, not paid a lot of attention and just end up going off course. And now they were stuck. So they ended up having to sleep in the woods that night. Like that's how lost they thought they got. And they ended up being, the brother ended up being in the woods for 2 nights, and I think the sister was like in the woods for like 3. He ended up just walking out of the woods. Like he just ended up getting up, walking out of the woods, got in his car, drove off, had no recollection of his sister being with him or of them going to the woods together or anything. Just woke up the next morning, had no recall of his sister, just happened to wander out of the woods successfully after they had just got trapped there the night before, walking hours, got into his car, drove home. He got home. His parents say, "Hey, where you been? We've been looking. We were worried. We've been looking for you." Like, oh, you're like, like, I went hiking. Like, I was fine. And they was like, well, I'm going to call her Sheila. Well, where the hell is Sheila? Where's your sister? He was like, oh, I dropped her off at our cousin's or whatever. So, like, you dropped her off at her cousin's. Why wouldn't you drop her off here? And so they call the cousin's house where he said he dropped his sister off at. They're like, no, I haven't seen him, and she's definitely not here. And so they're like, where's your sister? Your sister is not at your cousin's house, etc. And he's like scratching his head, like he can recall something, but he can't really recall it. So they call 911 because he can't recall what the fuck happened to his sister or where she really was. He has a false memory in his mind that he dropped her off at the cousin's that he never showed up to, never dropped her off at, because where she actually is still in the fucking wilderness. So the family calls out a big, massive search, etc. Everybody gets involved. They run into the woods after the people. They end up finding her, and she was like dehydrated. She was in a daze. And they end up taking her to the hospital. Upon them putting her on IV, pumping her with liquids and electrolytes and all type of shit, getting her back, her memory starts to come back to her. And she tells this bizarre ass story of her and her brother going off hiking. They get lost in the woods. They don't know how they got lost because they literally backtracked like their steps. So they should have been able to exit the fucking woods accordingly and didn't. So they ended up having to sleep there the next day. They get up. I mean, they end up having to sleep there that night. They get up the next day. They continue on their trail. At some point, you know, they still can't make it out of the woods. At this point, they're not having to eat off berries and shit because they've been in the woods for 2 days now. And then they go to sleep in the woods again. She wakes up randomly in the middle of the night. She wakes up. Her brother isn't there. Something tells her her brother is in danger. So she shoots off through the woods. At night, she's running through the woods. Something is just like got her panic and telling her something is wrong, something's wrong with him. She sees these people, or what she thinks is people, in the far off. So she starts screaming, hey, I'm lost, I need help. Me and my brother are lost. And as she's screaming at this group of what she thinks are other humans hiking through the woods, she says this group just stops. They just like freeze and look at her. They don't make any movement, nothing. They just stop and look at her in this frozen posture. And so she's like running. She's still waving her hands like, hey, I need help. And then as she's doing this, she realized she's not getting any type of a sentient response from the group, which begins to kind of alarm her. So she starts kind of turning that sprint into a jog, and then that jog into a slow walk toward the group. And she's still communicating and speaking, and this group of what you think is humans aren't saying anything. And then as she begins to get closer in proximity to them, she says this group of people just sprint off behind trees. They all sprint off in this like quickened fashion behind trees. And now they're all like poking their heads out from behind the trees, looking at her. And then she begins to realize these aren't people. Ooh. And I don't know what these things are, but they're not people. So then she begins to sprint her ass in the opposite direction in which she came, and she's running through the woods. Now she's terrified because she don't know what the fuck that was about. These things were clearly not interested in helping her. They never responded to her, spoke to her, etc. They all sprinted behind trees and just poked their heads out at her. And she just running until she just gets exhausted and she cannot take running no more. And she just drops to the floor of the woods and she just cradles up into a ball, and she is scared, and she just closes her eyes. And as she closes her eyes, she can hear all of these limbs and shit just breaking around her. She can hear things stepping on the leaves around her. She can hear things circling around her. She's terrified to open up her eyes. She literally closes her eyes and keeps her eyes closed before she feels safe to open them. And when she does, she claims she saw what looks like Slender Mans all in the peripheral of the wooded area she was in. That there were these big, tall, shadowy, 9-foot blackened figures that were just looking at her, and they were all aligned around the perimeter of the wooded area that she had slept in all night. And then as she is looking at them intentionally, she said they all ran off. They all sprinted off in different directions, and the sun was coming up at this point. And then the next thing she recalls is wandering out of the woods. And then before she know it, the paramedics are there. So this is the type of shit that be taking place. And so you got the brother who couldn't even, he wandered out of the woods and couldn't even hardly remember his experience. He didn't even remember that him and his sister were together. He's been in the damn woods for 2 nights, had to sleep there with his sister. He just wanders out of the woods, gets in the car and go home as if nothing happened, and doesn't even fucking know that his sister is back there, has no memory recall. And then his sister has this extraordinarily bizarre experience in the fucking woods. And that tale is, crazy as hell. And all this shit was in the news. Like them rescuing these people, the family, the whole nine, like the whole shit was in the woods. So as it relates to this footage again, we got the most well-lit footage right here in plain sight. And then somebody said in the comment section, you can actually see her walking off to the meter. No, the fuck you can't. She walks to the car. You literally see her open up the car door. She doesn't even make it over to the meter. And this footage, you can see it. You can actually see her activity more clearer than you can even in the original footage. Like, she gets in her car. She opens the car door. That's why the original report says that her car door was found open. She sat down in the passenger seat with the car door open and with what is believed to be this child that she obviously either sat in her lap or brought between her legs to cradle the child in to protect the child, which is why she pulled over to begin with. And then there's a scream, and then now she allegedly just walks back into thin air to her parents' house where she lived, and from there goes to the fucking hospital.
Okay, so this whole thing about being lost in wooded areas and all this strange shit happening, the wooded areas in this country is uninterrupted land. Has it been built on for how many hundreds of years? So we know who was here before the colonizers showed up. And then when they did show up, what did they do to the Native Americans, the indigenous people who were here? They just drove them off. So is there like, do you think there's like some sort of connection to the original people that was here and their spirits or whatever you may have just still lingering in the uninterrupted areas of this country? It's the national parks, these woods.
Yeah. Have you heard of Skinwalker Ranch?
Yeah, skinwalkers, and yeah, hell yeah.
Skinwalker Ranch is exactly what you are talking about. The Native Americans dwelt there in their land. The colonizers came in and colonized and unalived all of the Native Americans. And before those who survived the colonization and before they left the land, they cursed the ranch. They cursed the property. And ever since they cursed it, this property has been haunted with UFO sightings, with alien abductions, with monsters terrorizing people on the property. And they've now put a whole investigative team out on the property. It's shit that's going on in the mountains in Skinwalker. There's shit going on that's going on underneath the ground that can be detected in Skinwalker. They're so like
what happens to the lost colony?
Everybody that has lived on the property, including people who are well-trained people, safety guards, police officers, etc., have all had like negative and what would be deemed as negative supernatural experiences on that property that have left people traumatized.
Hey, Conscious, when you told that story, you got that from Mr. Baldwin? That's what you heard it on?
No, I got it from Missing 411, and that's who he got it from. But I'm subscribed.
Oh, that's what.
But that's who he got it from.
Yeah, because I was like, dang, I know I heard that story from. But you know, they say America has some type of history where a lot of people, like a lot of strange stuff happening in the woods, especially when you go more west. And
look how it was founded, the Trail of Tears, and just we don't know what was going on this land before the colonizers showed up, and then the way they just took the land from the people who were already here. It's not good. This country was not founded peacefully.
No, there is blood
in anything in this country.
Yeah, it's blood in this land, and there's a lot of blood. You have the blood from the indigenous Blacks and Native Americans who were here. You have the blood of slaves that were brought here. You have African people who also cursed this land because of being imported here in the savagery of slavery. So you got all that energy, you got all that hostility, you got all of that violence that is literally embedded in the grounds of this country. And so just like the Bible talks about, is it Cain or Abel, or whichever one had died, but his blood cried aloud from the land? You got America has been slayed and salvaged, and colonizers took power through genocide, through sexual abuse, through all type of shit, and they fuck with very metaphysical people. Native Americans and African people are some of the most metaphysical, occultic people on this earth. Matter of fact, if you read some of the slave diaries, there are reports that the female Africans who were on the slave ships were literally unaliving the pirates through the incantations they were uttering on the ships, driving some of the pirates to jump to their deaths. That's why they ended up gagging the female Africans on the ship, to stop them from reciting curses and spells. There's a lot of supernatural shit that happened during the Middle Passages that don't get spoken about a lot too, such as another instance where during one voyage, African people were seen flying back to Africa, actually levitated off the boats and flew back to their homelands. And this was witnessed by slave masters and all. So there's a lot of, when you have that brought into this space and you have these groups that are being terrorized who also have relationships to the earth, they have relationship to this land is going to honor them.
Mm-hmm.
This land is going to honor them. And so, yes, America is very haunted. America has a lot of unresolved shit embedded in it. And those souls haven't been released. Those curses and spells have not been lifted. And there are things outside of all of that also is just here. Like there are ley lines and portals and vortexes all around this country, as they are all around the world. So you just have like layers upon layers upon layers upon layers of spiritual things that are overlapping and intertwined with each other, which is why assessing instances where the supernatural shows up can be very complex in terms of peeling back the layers, because it's just that, layers of phenomenon, all kind of simultaneously existing all in one situation. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. And this is why you have experts and paranormal investigators, and you have what's the other a parapsychologist, which is an area that I've been wanting to go into for a long time, who actually study paranormal phenomenon, its connection to the psychology of the people who are experiencing that paranormal phenomenon. And once again, this is fact. This is like literal history. I don't think people understand how much fact there is to the supernatural, just because it's an area that most people don't really spend a lot of time looking at. And once again, this footage is incredible, because if she was abducted and trafficked and somebody took her out of her car, however that happened, it didn't happen in this footage. That's what I am confident saying. However that manifested, it didn't happen from this footage. It just didn't happen from this footage. I can't make this footage look like something that it doesn't look like. There's nothing happening in this footage. And that's what makes it so unique, is that nothing happens. And yet, when police pull up, she's unfounded. She's not there. And we know she believed that she saw a child. That's the only reason police got involved.
Yeah.
The whole thing is still bizarre. Even if she's home, even if she went home, took into a hospital, unlike Flacco, like it doesn't, this can't be a hoax, because this woman still disappeared right before our eyesight. We know something happened to her. Nobody just leaves their car. And once again, this is captured on camera. You can see that she just disappeared. And that's supported by the police report. That's supported by her cousin, her sister-in-law that was on the phone. We know something happened. What the fuck it was is what's going to be the next step, if they have in fact actually found her alive. Matter of fact, let me refresh my Google page and see if there's been another update Carlee Russell found alive. Okay, Fox 19 reported. Let's go to Fox 19 and see what it says. Everybody's kind of copying and pasting the same thing, so it's not really anything much different. Everybody just updated their headlines. Yep. Per the Hoover police report, yeah, she returned home to her residence. Hoover police and fire responded to evaluate the woman and took her to the hospital for further evaluation. More details will be provided. So everybody, there are outlets reporting it. The Daily Beast reported it. Let me see. They usually are extensive in their reporting. What did they report? 25-year-old woman who vanishes. Okay, it says Carlee Nicole Russell returned to her home late Saturday and was subsequently taken to a hospital for evaluation. The Hoover Police Department announced. Hoover Police Chief Nick Dursis said that she was alone when she arrived back home. No further details were immediately available on what happened to Russell, who was feared abducted due to the strange circumstances of her disappearance. It was also not clear where she had spent the past 2 days. Quote, additional information will be provided when it becomes available, police said in a statement. Her mother, Talithia Russell, confirmed to reporters that Carlee Russell was on the phone with her brother's girlfriend at the time that all contact was lost. Upon arrival, officers found no sign of Carlee Russell or a child, although they located her vehicle and some of her belongings nearby. So, yeah, okay, so when she returned home, she was there alone. Apparently, her parents ended up coming home and finding her there. And which is also bizarre, right? Like,
house without no key.
It's so weird because why would she not call police once she got to her house? Why would she just be sitting there and police don't get involved until her parents just come home at whatever time and find that she's just sitting there and there's 100 people out there looking all across I-459 for her, etc. And she doesn't even call them. She doesn't use the phone to call them to say, "Hey, I'm home." She's discovered at home.
Well, she didn't have her phone. We know she didn't have her phone. Was she inside the house?
And like, those people don't have house phones either. So, but okay, but she got neighbors. Like this is your neighborhood. If
how did she get inside the house? Did she remember? Was there like a spare key? Like how the hell she get inside the house?
That's another thing. How did she get into that? The whole we got questions, baby. We got questions. Like, like how did she get into the house? That's a good question.
It's some spooky shit.
I'm saying it's
the way you I'm thinking she just walked up and the parents are like, "Oh, you're home," but I didn't know she was discovered at the house by them. I'm thinking she just walked up like, out the wilderness somewhere.
Well, people are saying that she could have been in shock. Apparently, some reporters are reporting that she appeared to be in shock. I would imagine she would be in shock. It's just a lot going on. So it's a lot that we're going to hopefully come to know in the next few days. Because we just don't have a lot of information right now, but it is crazy. Did she escape? Did she just appear and reappear? Is she going to be another missing persons 411 survivor who doesn't really know what happened and she can only remember bits and pieces and she just remembers this happened and then she was just walking alongside the road and waved down somebody and they took her to her address that she gave them? Like, it's going to be interesting to see how this played out. And then Adriana is saying that apparently one of the medical physicians at the hospital that Carlee is at already has kind of whistleblowed and stated that she was sexually assaulted. So, Jesus. So whether that's the case or not is to be seen and heard. So it's like, what y'all think?
I just hope she trusts somebody enough to be interviewed and to tell what happened on her own instead of these outlets just making up stuff and pushing some sort of a narrative. Because I see a lot of people saying, oh, they kidnapped her and they saw the attention she was getting and they dropped her off somewhere, or she's mentally ill, or just everybody else just making up their own story. I want to hear from her mouth when she's finally comfortable, because if she's in the hospital and she's saying what happened and we see that she disappeared into thin air, and the hospital is probably going to think we need to put her into a behavioral health facility. She's mentally unwell, they probably think that whatever happened to her, whatever her story is, it's a little bit too far-fetched and she needs to be evaluated.
Oh Lord, you're right. Jesus Christ. Damn. Because if her story does have supernatural components to it, it's going to make her situation probably worse at the house.
All they gotta do is look at the footage. What can they do?
Right, because the footage absolutely, like the footage proves that clearly something, like if she's giving them a supernatural head scratching tale, the footage proves that something head scratching fucking took place, something that is not normal obviously transpired, which would definitely corroborate and legitimize her plight, because we can see for our own eyes right here, crystal clear, in this brand new edited footage that is as bright as it's gonna be, that this woman sat in her car and then a minute later a police officer pulls up and there's nothing, and her wig is there, her hat is there, everything is there but her. And the traffic cam footage doesn't show her leaving her vehicle or anybody interacting with her vehicle in that time frame. And now somebody said that she got to a red roof and then from there was taken home. I don't know what happened, but to your point, Strange Peaches, the thing I'm going to be on the edge of my seat about is what the hell Carlee is going to remember about that baby situation. What happened to you at that moment? At that moment in this footage, what the fuck happened to you?
Where did you go?
What do you remember? What happened? Why did you scream? What happened after you screamed?
What if they make her lie? What if they make her? That's what's been on my mind. Like, what if they make her tell her a story that's more comforting for the public?
It is so possible. Just like in that story I was telling y'all in the live before this one about the 3-year-old, the parents did not want that story to get out, to the point that they didn't even tell the grandma. The grandma only learned about what happened to her grandson because the grandson ended up spilling all the church's business to her. And then when she started seeking answers from the internet, the parents made her pretty much shut the hell up and get off the internet, because they just did not want that controversy. They didn't know how to speak to it or what to say about it. So they just wanted to go quiet about it. So it might very well be that her family might hear whatever this is and make her either tell a very palatable version of the events, because the family probably ain't gonna want her to be seen crazy, especially since the situation is crazy enough, and then wouldn't want her to have to go through that, and would just want to probably take her back into their love and have her recover and not have to deal with any backlash that can come from a strange story.
And then there were a lot of resources put into finding her. They don't want, especially the police department or whatever, don't want some supernatural story coming out and the public saying, what, that couldn't have happened. And then they ask more and more questions.
Yeah. And the medical authority will do that. They even do that to a lot of patients who flatline, who have NDEs, who have a near-death experiences and come out of their body and go into the light and can see the operating room. And when they come back to and tell the doctors and nurses, they pretty much get shunned, and they get told that, there was just a brain misfiring, even though there were clearly like very provable psychic aspects to their experiences, such as them being able to hear whole conversations amongst the nurses and the doctors while their body is literally dead and deceased on the damn day.
You're having an out-of-body experience. You can see whatever is going on around you.
Yeah, but to left brains, to left brain individuals like doctors and nurses, they don't have any space to make something like that make sense. So they have to force something like that into a worldview that they can align with, which is a logical one. So they have to reduce it to the brain is misfiring, you were drugged up, we had to pump you with this and pump you with that, and you were just hallucinating. And even though these people like, no, I literally quote you. And like Pam Reynolds is one of the most famous near-death experiencers, where her account was so extraordinary that it is now in medical journals around the world. Like when medical students go to medical school to learn about medicine, they literally have a section in the medical journal dedicated to these very notable ones, because they just transcended science and rationale and logic. And more than likely, because of our ability to resuscitate people and bring them back to life, students and coming nurses and doctors are probably going to have patients who are going to recall experiences that they had when they were dead. And so this chapter in the medical journal is designed to kind of give medical students some type of a framework for what may show up as they take on patients in their career, etc. And some of those accounts, like Pam Reynolds and so many, literally are extraordinary, and medical doctors have no explanation for why people who are clinically dead, who do not have a heartbeat, a pulse, all metabolical activity has ceased, all neurological activity has ceased in their brains, in their bodies, and yet these people have full-blown cognition, have full-blown memory recall, literally saw things in the hospital room, heard conversations, saw doctors doing this, that, and the third, and there's no logical explanation for those observations. As far as they're concerned, of course there is. The metaphysical is the explanation, but in the context of medicine, it's without explanation and just extraordinary. So there's a lot of profound things happening in our world. And yeah, I'm going to be very interested to hear what Miss Carlee has to say. I'm okay. So let me ask y'all this on the panel. If Carlee come out and say, girl, I was snatched from my vehicle, put into a van, etc., I was dragged off into the woods, how are y'all going to be able to deal with that, considering this footage exists?
If she was dragged off into the woods, considering there's a residential area on the other side of the woods, somebody could have seen you. You don't know anybody over there. So if somebody could have seen you, somebody had to have seen you if you were dragged off into the woods. Like there's houses on the other side of the woods. Did you knock on somebody's door? Did they let you in their house? Like, what happened? Like, somebody could have seen that. People have Ring cameras. People have cameras on their cars. Like, you can't get past that. So please don't. I just don't like when,
And how are you going to look at this
bullshit the public? Please don't bullshit the public. Don't do that. No.
And how are you going to look at this footage then? Because if she says that's what happened, but then you have this footage that shows what happened for 4 minutes, will you have to force yourself to see that?
No, don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. I know what I see.
This thing gonna get deep. I got a feeling this thing gonna get deep. This thing gonna get deep because whatever her testimony gonna be, we got this footage to line up whatever story. And so I don't want to not believe her, even if this footage don't support it. But how am I not? That's almost like removing this footage from whatever her narrative going to be, especially if her narrative does not support this footage, is equivalent to having a smoking gun and having to take somebody's word for it rather than the smoking gun itself.
if she says anything different from what the footage says, then people are going to say that the news or whoever released this footage tampered with it.
I can't.
Just like
footage don't say anything. We don't. The footage don't tell us nothing. We
so
just
that's
know the girl
pulled. So in the hypothetical, right? If her story is strange man came out of the woods, dragged me back into the woods, and took me off somewhere, but yet this footage does not support anybody else in the frame. It doesn't support anybody else coming to the vehicle. It doesn't support her being seen. We would see all that. But what if her testimony is that, but her testimony does not support what we can clearly see with our own eyes?
It still wouldn't make any sense, because 2 minutes later the police show up. You mean to tell me the police didn't see y'all in the woods when they shined their lights into the woods? Or nobody, like, the police had to be all over the place searching for her.
And no other witnesses saw this, because it's cars constantly driving, with head beams on at that.
Yes.
And Conscious, and I'm trying to tell you, being a truck driver, when we see cars on the side of the road, we are required to go to the middle lane. We're not allowed to stay in the left lane. That if a truck driver was driving down that road, he would have been focused on her car because he has to get over. And we can see far now. We can see farther than the average car. So if she was getting abducted, one of those semi trucks would have saw it.
Yeah,
and they have radios. They have to.
I absolutely believe that. And there are, like, if you fast forward through this footage, there are multiple big wheelers. There are multiple 18-wheelers. I mean, that's really all you see on the road through the footage is 18-wheelers driving by. Look at that. Look, two right here. Two right here.
So you tell me those two people who were in those two trucks right there didn't see anything? Because if they did, hopefully they would have, with the story being so big, somebody could have said something. Hey, I just drove by. Me and another truck drove by, and I saw this, and the other person
right here. This is a tow truck is right here.
Let me point something else out. You seen how one of the trucks he didn't get over, but if you notice, it's another truck on the side of him, and the truck that didn't get over turned on his flash, because by law, if he cannot get over, he has to at least put on the signal to show that he tried to get over.
And
so
he's right there.
The reason why he's not getting over because the other truck is right on the side of him, right? He turns the flash on, but he still have to acknowledge that he knows that car is there. That's why he was looking at her car. That's why I said if she was getting abducted, they would have saw it.
I see it.
What I said, like, you literally can see not only the 18-wheelers, you can see other just regular cars. See how this person is getting over? People literally are looking at her, which is why they're getting, like, they're turning on their left signal light to avoid even hitting her or anybody who may step out of the vehicle. The cars are literally accommodating her being pulled over with her emergency lights by getting over.
You see how the other truck just got over? You see how the other big truck just got over too?
And you see how this little car is too? Like, so they looking directly at her.
So those trucks are looking at her because they have to get over. By law, they supposed to get over. Cause what state was this?
Alabama.
Yes, they have to get over.
So the moment where she disappeared, they are literally going right by her. They are literally going right by her the moment she disappeared, and nobody saw anything.
And look at how much the lights from the head beams illuminate all of this area. Look at how well lit this area is just because of the head beams from the cars. You can see everything in the grass as you're going up. All this stuff is illuminated. And look at how illuminated her area is just through her high beams alone. That's why I'm saying if anybody would have came from out of the woods, and they would obviously have to drag her out of her car, and they would have had to run off with this baby as well. Where's all that activity at in this footage? Where's all that activity? Where's all that activity? Where is it? Where is it? The camera ain't a camera that's going from the left to the right. From the left to the right, it's stationary. It's shining right there on her vehicle. So you can't unsee nothing that's happening. The camera is completely stationary.
Y'all check the news to see what's going on with the politics and government, because they trying to distract us for something. Because this is crazy. Like we literally don't see what happened to this girl. All we see that she pulls over and she gets out the damn car, but we can't tell nothing else. So I think this is a distraction, y'all. Y'all might want to check the news and see if we about to bomb somebody or something. Cause those trucks would have saw her get snatched because they are watching her because they have to get over.
I'm asking Travis, how did they knock her out from the back seat? How can they knock her out when she got out of her vehicle, Travis?
And the police was there 2 minutes later. The police could have seen it.
She get out of the vehicle. She walks around, opens up her front passenger side. The police show up like 1 minute late, literally 1 minute later, 60 seconds later. So now they have the luxury of having to drag out of a vehicle that's being passed by 50 million living people, drag an unconscious woman out of the car and scoop a baby up. And where did they all go, Travis? The car doesn't pull off. Or nobody gets behind the wheel of her car. The police find the car. They come 60 seconds later after she sits down in the passenger seat. She ain't there. Her wig there. Her hat there. Everything else there.
That's what I'm saying.
Ain't no baby.
She was taking
drag marks.
Forceful enough for her hair to fall off. She didn't take her own hair off. She didn't say, "Oh, let me take my hair off before you take me." Something jerked her enough for her hair, her watch. How the hell do you get your Apple Watch off?
No, they walked right through the woods. Okay, where do you see them walking at? I'm trying to ask you, where is all of that in the footage? Because y'all just like imagining shit and then trying to use the footage as the foundation for shit that's not happening in the actual footage.
They walk through the woods. Okay. So to the apartments on the other side of the woods. So somebody could have seen them. Somebody's walking to their car. Somebody's standing outside their apartment talking. She lied. Oh, damn.
She lied about Flacco, come back up here. She lied about what though? Because we know she didn't lie about the disappearance. We can see that she disappeared. That's at least what we all can agree with her own. She clearly disappeared. We see that. I'm trying to figure out. I mean, she disappeared in such a damn way that she disappeared. Like she outside in her disappearance.
That lady
disappeared. We don't see how she disappeared.
That lady disappeared like Thanos snapped. You know how he did the snap of the finger.
Like maybe
like maybe we witnessing a fucking snap.
Look,
you know.
Anillo, I'm talking about New Testament rapture, like Christ calling all the saints up to the sky disappeared. Like just literally.
That Houdini disappeared. I get it, bro. Because I'm with you. Everybody else trying to come up with all these reasons. And me and you, like, nobody ain't noticing that this girl just disappeared in thin air.
Yo, question, yes. Right? How fast is a toddler?
Got some terrible 2s and 3s. They can get going.
Now, now look. Mm-hmm. So even if you watch the vehicle, right? Like we're seeing about like what, like that's about what, like a half a mile stretch right there, right? Or probably like a mile, right? Mm-hmm. So we see a toddler nowhere in sight. So again, if there was a toddler, that means that toddler is outside of the stretch. So again, if she's seen a toddler, that means she probably got superhuman eye vision to where she's seen that toddler all the way out the stretch, or she's seen a toddler near her vehicle when she was driving, but the toddler outwalked her car, like to where she has to like actually like drive all the way up and then stop. It doesn't make sense, right? So again, and even the family says they didn't hear no toddler. Like again, like they heard her making it sound good and speaking as if a toddler was there, but they never heard a toddler speak back. So she definitely lied about seeing that toddler, bro. Because I don't believe a toddler was there
She
at all.
definitely lied, and you ain't even hear the lady's side of the story. We see her disappear, bro. No matter your theory, even if you think the lady is lying, explain the disappearance. Tell us how she did the Houdini, bro.
Yeah, that's what
Explain that part.
Explain the magic trick, Flacco.
Explain why like we didn't see nobody else approach her. So what?
Exactly.
What?
Like that's our point. But that's our point. So
that she probably walked in the woods by.
No, we didn't see her walk. Did you see her walk?
She walked to the car, bro. She didn't walk in the woods.
Yeah, we see her walk to the other side of the car and open the passenger door, and she gets in it. So how she walked into the woods? Where you see her walking off into the woods at?
Wait though, right? Here, right? Again. So one, again, like that's a clear video, but that video ain't the clearest to where I can see her just completely walking away, right? Two,
yes, you can, because if you can see her walking, if you can see her getting in her car, you clearly can see her getting out and walking into the woods. Look at how well lit this thing is. You can, and look at all that light shining. You can see a shadow walking off into the woods. Just like we saw a shadow walking around the whole perimeter of the car, getting into the passenger side. Now all of a sudden,
but there's two explanations here, right?
The physics not going to work. The physics are physics.
Here, right, but okay, right, but look at this though. There's two explanations here, right? The first explanation is we maybe missed something as to where she went at because nobody else was there, or two, an alien abducted her out of thin air. What do y'all believe? We probably missed something, right?
I'm still going with the simulation theory, but that's just me.
Yeah, I'm going with the fact that that baby was a goddamn leprechaun or a known
man. Come on,
itself
man.
As a damn toddler, and when she got around there to see about the baby, and she was on the phone with her in-law, asking what she thought was a child. Are you okay? That motherfucker transformed into his true form and snatched her ass up into an alternate reality, and she clung to her pearls and Christ and entered out of this other dimension and ended up getting to the red roof, calling somebody, and ended up getting home. That baby had everything to do with the disappearance. That woman.
And listen up, bro. Listen up, bro. If she comes out and tells a story that like y'all just said, bro,
you gotta believe it, right? Because the footage supports it, right, Flacco?
Is given restitution, pay back that police department, and take your ass to jail like Jussie Smollett. That's what that's given, bro. Pause.
You see this woman disappear in.
Man, come on, Conscious. An alien abducted her, bro.
Not an alien.
She
just vanished out of thin air.
I'm saying it's a glitch in the matrix. That's what I'm saying. I ain't saying nothing about
come on, man.
And that glitch was caused by that elemental entity that was presenting itself as a toddler.
Now, Conscious. Wait though, look though.
Presenting itself as a toddler.
Conscious question for you, right? Conscious question.
That toddler is the reason why everything happened. She thought she saw something.
There was no toddler.
She pulled over to intervene, and then it pulled her ass out of this dimension.
Right, and where is the toddler? Yeah. I mean, we won't even.
There's no toddler.
I'm saying, right? But she called
clearly nobody else saw this baby because she was the only one called and reported it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, come on now. Hey, Consciouztv. Mm-hmm. Listen up, right? So the Conscious, look, right? So look, bro. I just have to ask, right, bro? Again, don't crucify me. Yep. I just have to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Are you maybe reluctant to call her a liar because she's a black woman?
No,
and we know
a liar because I can see with my own eyes that something.
And we've been saying, right? We've been saying time after time after time.
Her being black or a woman. If this was a white male, this footage still represents the fact that somebody disappeared out of thin air, and there's no way to cut that, which is why Kimberly Black's hypothesis don't work either. Kimberly Black says, I believe the lady had a mental break and hallucinated the baby. Okay, how do you explain her disappearing? You can say she's crazy. You can say she got mental issues. You can say there wasn't a baby. None of y'all answering the question of what explains her disappearing into thin air.
We missed something.
No, we didn't. We didn't miss anything. The woman.
And how you gonna call somebody a liar? You didn't even hear her side of the story. You don't even know she.
The police.
Hey, listen up, man. And if her side of the story sounds anything like what Conscious is saying, bruh, they finna put her in jail for 120 days, 120 nights, bro.
Because she got this footage to prove. Man. The police officer can
y'all gotta stop dismissing people when they say they see things that
the policeman can corroborate her story because he got there a minute after the footage shows her getting in the passenger side of her vehicle. And when he got there, she wasn't there. So there's somebody who literally can bear witness to the fact that she disappeared in an amount of time that would have made it very difficult for her to be pulled off somewhere. Matter of fact, the police officer pulled up so quickly after she got in the passenger seat that even if she had been dragged off and she would have started screaming, she would have been in reach of her scream still being heard by this officer.
Hey, Rice. Look, Rice, look at this, Rice. So, Rice, look, Conscious, look. So we've heard, our women say, man, listen, man, y'all can call the National Guard, y'all can apply $1 billion worth of resources to find them little white girls, but when black women go missing, they don't never get found. There's no resources put in place. Black men stepped up. We made sure she was found. We made sure resources was set in place for her to be found. If it comes that us as black men, like, we wasted our resources, bruh, hey, Conscious, bruh, get ready for the podcast Avengers, bro.
They did.
That doesn't mean that when a black woman is missing, they should stop using resources to find us. They should always find us. They should always
exactly, because when white folk play with the system, that don't stop them Amber Alerts from going out accordingly. So ain't nothing gonna stop because this black woman committed what is not a hoax because we can see that she literally disappeared.
Man, why are you trying to turn this into some manosphere shit anyway, bro?
Because it's patriarchy all day.
Listen, though, bruh, I can tell you now, bruh. Again, when Fresh and Fit get a hold of this story, bruh.
Okay, so what you gonna say if this story is corroborated by the facts? She disappeared. She gonna say she disappeared.
Listen.
She gonna say everything that's gonna make this make sense, and then what? Are you willing to apologize and make a public apology to Miss Carlee Russell and say you sorry for doubting her?
Conscious. Muhammad, Allah, Jesus Christ, Yahweh, Jehovah, bruh, even them can't tell me that there was a glitch in the Matrix, an alien abducted her, she vanished out of thin air. Bruh, even they can't tell me that, and like, I'll believe it. I personally want for her to come and say, listen, I was abducted. Cool. So who abducted you? Tall, white male, red beard, you feel me? Like glasses on. Cool. And then guess what though? There's gonna be a trace. They're gonna be found if she was truly abducted. If she wasn't abducted and no baby ever gets found, and no abductors or kidnappers ever get found, bruh. Yo, man, come on, bro. Like, we can't come on.
Okay, so you are one of the people, Flacco, that struggle to accept the alternative, right? Because just because something out of the ordinary happened don't mean it didn't happen. Like, let's say that you saw something at the corner of your eye, but nobody else saw this thing at the corner of their eye or saw it at all. Does that mean that what you saw did not happen just because it cannot be factually proven? Just because if we pull the classroom or the work footage, that there was nothing that ran across your eyesight, etc., but you know damn well you saw something out of the periphery of your eye? Does that mean that what you experienced didn't happen to you? Because it ain't just the physical world happening here. Things happened. I mean, hell,
What?
I
What?
was I was even going to entertain the fact that maybe she hallucinated it, but I can't even say that because the woman literally disappeared. So something very bizarre happened here because it's not just the baby, it's the fact that we have footage that shows that this woman sat in her car and then just disappeared. Police didn't even find any
I
evidence
then
of her at the vehicle.
explain the toddler.
The
Explain that part.
The toddler is just a psychic projection or a spiritual entity that only she was able to see. That she was only able to interact with. Her sister-in-law, who's on the phone with her, heard her interacting with the toddler.
No, it heard her talking and selling
That
the
was
story.
heard her interacting with the toddler. Now she did say she didn't hear the toddler respond, but the sister definitely was engaged.
And Jussie Smollett made sure to call his manager when he was being fake attacked. So why? Why? So that manager could what? Like sign his story, right?
The difference between Jussie Smollett and Carlee Russell is we have video footage to support the fact that this woman vanished. And if we can see her physically vanish, which is corroborated by the police who pulled up to the scene and did not find a Carlee, then we can also believe that the baby is connected to this very phenomenal story where she literally disappeared out of thin air. And if that can physically happen, she vanished and just bleak. She was there 1 minute, not there the next. Then we can bet that that baby was a part of that supernatural experience and was more than likely a spiritual entity.
I looked those. Hey, right, cool. So then all right, so like folks are saying that she showed up at her parents' house, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's just walk. Okay. So again, let's just like walk through this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if she was kidnapped, cool. So the kidnapper, the kidnappers drove her back to her parents' home in a residential area where there's nothing but cameras.
She could have escaped. So let's say her story is
So
kidnapped. She could have escaped her kidnappers. It could have been wherever she escaped. It could have been near a red roof, or she escaped to the point that she ran and walked and tumbled enough that she came across a red roof, and from there made a phone call to whoever she was the closest to, and they came and got her and took her home.
wait, was there like a phone call made though? Like, cause they saying that like she like just showed up at her parents' home.
Well, no, they now saying that she showed up to a red roof, and then from a red roof was taken to her parents' house.
Ah, gotcha. So she showed up at the red roof, called. All right, cool. All right.
Now I don't know whether she
okay,
called
that's
somebody
smarter.
she knew or whether the red roof just got her an Uber. I don't know how the story, because I
Yeah.
jumped up here as soon as the story just went out, so I'm learning details from everybody else who in the chat and stuff who's saying that there was a red roof, but then somebody said that they think that was just like not correct information about the red roof and just scrap the red roof altogether, and that she would take,
Look right.
home. I don't know. Mm-hmm.
Look, cause the thing I saw was this, right? Cause I saw the article where it says like she's been found, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me pull it up. Yeah, so it says here, the 25-year-old nursing students returned to her Hoover home shortly before Olympian said, yeah, right. So like, so Hoover police chief says Russell showed up at her parents' house alone. She was taken to a hospital for evaluation. So I guess, yeah, right, because like this story like don't really like confirm like nor deny the red roof story, right? So right, so like she maybe could have showed up at the red roof, called an Uber, called a taxi back home. How about a taxi, and went home. So yeah, I guess I don't know then. You feel me? Because right. Listen, right? Because like her showing up at her parents' home initially without calling anybody, that's suspicious and that'll make sense. But if she stopped at the red roof first and called, then I guess I understand then, right?
Yeah, I mean, but either way, she got home, and that's why I say like we got a lot of questions, but once again, allegedly it's breaking news that she was just found. So all the news hasn't broke yet. So maybe everything will make sense once they make sure she's good and they evaluate her and treat her and just make sure that, they just evaluate her injuries or lack of injuries or whatever it is, and then send her back home and get her story, get the official story from her. And then it's just going to be interesting from there if her story just corroborates this footage or what her story will be. Because now like it just intensifies everything that she's been found, and that's a good thing. Now what happened to her is going to be the extraordinary tale. Like, what the fuck happened? What is she going to say? And she might and people need to be prepared for her to say something that they're not prepared to hear. They need to prepare themselves to hear
or look
a very weird.
How soon do we give her? But how soon how soon do we give her to speak? Because if she comes out and says, "Oh, that was just so traumatizing for me. I don't want to speak on it. I don't want to give any details." Is that okay? Or
I'm okay with that because because for me, I know why the fuck she don't want to talk about it. Because some weird ass, fucked up, interdimensional ass shit happened to her ass. So it's going. So for me, I'm gonna be able to rest my case if she can't bring herself to speak about it, because I know it was off. Whatever it was off the damn chain, and anybody disappearing in the thin air definitely got some off the chain. It's some off the chain shit happened.
Well, I think like when I was first on your panel, like somebody like came and said that somebody from the hospital said she got raped. Sorry, graped.
Mm-hmm.
So she
Adriana's still here.
So she got graped by the aliens in the Matrix.
She has not corroborated that it was aliens or angels or demons or anything else that grape. We don't even know if the grape thing is even necessarily true. Is what was whistled and reported by somebody who allegedly works at the hospital that she's being treated at. But she has not corroborated that an alien raped her. Okay. Flacco is just look. When it comes to a black woman, y'all just might as well expect Flacco to always be to the left, honey. Period. Okay? That's where his stance always gonna be, is to the left,
Right, cause like it's not making a lot of sense, man. You feel me? Right? Cause like look at this, right? So look at this. Even if us as black folks like somewhat like believe, that the spiritual world is happening right, like cool. But if she opens up her mouth on, let's say, CNN, and she tells the national television and national news, oh, it was spirits and extraterrestrial, or it was a force I can't describe, bruh, they're gonna be calling for like her head in jail, bruh. You feel me? Like, bro, listen up, bro. Like,
going to jail for one.
Wait, hold up. Like, wait, pause. Like, she's not going to jail?
No, ain't none of the white women who abused and utilized taxpayers' dollars and search efforts ended up in jail. So I don't know why Miss Carlee would find herself in jail for.
Well, nah, right? Cause Jussie Smollett, now he identifies as a woman, right? And he's white.
No,
so
Smollett does not identify as a woman. Well, where did you get from?
No.
Where did you get that Jussie Smollett identifies as a woman? He's a gay man. He doesn't identify as a woman.
I didn't. Cool. That's my apologies, then. So I didn't know. So he's a gay man.
Aren't you calling him Jussie Smollett? So how he identifies as a woman?
Well, hey. Jussie rhymes with something else. You feel me? Right? Jussie rhymes with what?
My God, today.
All right, no, wait, no. No, Jussie rhymes with what? Say it.
This is your battle. I'm not saying nothing.
Man, come on, man. Listen up, man. Jussie Smollett and Bussy Smollett, is like interchangeable,
But
right?
pussy still doesn't pertain to women. That's just what gay men have.
Oh, I then yeah, I then cool, right? But and he's still white, and he went to jail.
He's not white. He's a mixed race and identifies as a black man and lives like a black man. And he went to jail because he
Have you
lied.
seen like his mama death?
He went to jail because they proved he lied. The nigga literally, the police officers came to the complex when he went with the noose around his neck, for God's sake. And then remember, the brothers, the Smollett, the Nigerian brothers ratted him out, and they got the text messages, they got surveillance. The brothers told them that they were hired $5,000, $3,000 or whatever it is to help him create this bullshit. Boop, 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 boop. So he got ratted out, and the situation just didn't make no damn sense. So how they gonna prove this woman lied is gonna be the question.
If she was lying though,
she wasn't. Why would she lie?
This how much time like she should do though?
Citizen of the United States, working, living her life. This was not some troubled, like random clout chasing woman. This is a woman who's intelligent, who got her education. She's in school for nursing. She got her whole head. And do you know how extensive it is to be in medical school, Flacco? This woman is trying to be a nurse. She's not going to throw her all her effort and her schooling and her education and her reputation away for a hoax.
Jussie Smollett was a multi-millionaire actor who threw it away.
No, he was a multi-millionaire actor who didn't have anything else going on outside of Empire and needed something to spice. He needed something to keep him super relevant because Empire was coming to an end, and that was really his biggest and only gig.
I looked
about to start clearing on up.
Look though. So if it does come out though that she lied, what should her punishment be? Like, what's a fair punishment for her?
I'm not understanding still the whole concept of her lying about what, because I can see that she disappeared. She can't even get me to believe that she didn't disappear, because I can see that with my own damn eyeballs that she literally vanished into thin air. So,
wait. So if she tells you, hey, listen, like, I'm
gonna chop it up to trauma. I'm gonna say, baby, whatever them aliens did, honey, whatever them aliens did, whatever the spirits did, just, she just came back a little bit mentally off, because even she can't tell me she ain't disappeared.
Man, listen, man.
The thing I'm most terrified about, y'all, living in this era, is being so like skeptical that we can't even believe what we see. I'm not willing to not believe what I see. The system is not going to get me to also start doubting just what I see. And unlike this footage, like footage that would have been randomly produced by the internet is one thing. This is traffic cam footage. We're not talking about like footage that came off of allegedly somebody's individual cell phone or some shit in some concumany story that just showed up out of nowhere. Police are involved in this. There's an actual victim involved in this. There are other people who can corroborate this. The sister-in-law, the mama spoke to her daughter. That they have she called into 911. There are so many systems in place that are scratching his head. So it's not just head scratching for us. It's been head scratching for the officers involved, for the search and rescue folk, to the family. It's just been a wild ride. And then we got this footage and we can see that she vanished. So I need to know what her experience was of that vanish. And I hope that they don't pressure her ass into pussy popping and lying just because I need them to remember this footage exists. So ain't no need to get her to lie. Let her support her telling the truth, even if the truth is bizarre and cartoony as fuck and outrageous and damn near unbelievable. Let her tell the unbelievable story. Unbelievable shit happen to people. Unbelievable shit happen to people. The only world that exists is not just a physical damn world. Let her tell the weird, paranormal ass, warped, crazy ass truth.
Oh, look.
Because this is a critical time for them to really think, like for PR to PR, because they need not to forget this footage exists. If they fuck around and forget this footage exists and just think they can get her to tell us a story as if this footage don't exist, that's where they're gonna fuck up at, because whatever she gonna say gonna have to line up with this motherfucking footage. That's what I know.
Yeah. Now listen. Like the news is saying that she was dropped off home. So she was dropped off, and she appeared in shock. So who dropped her off?
We don't know, because look, everything ain't coming. Every single detail ain't coming out right now. All this is breaking. It's all immediate. So they still trying to investigate. But let me read what CNN done wrote. Alabama woman who went missing after seeing a toddler walking on the interstate has been found alive, police say. An Alabama woman went missing after telling a 911 dispatcher that she saw a toddler walking along the side of an interstate has been found alive, according to authorities. Carlee Nicole Russell, 25 years of age, has been missing since Thursday when she made the 911 call at 10:45 p.m. the local time. Saturday, the Hoover 911 Center received a call that Russell had returned home, police said in a statement. Hoover fire medics responded to the scene to assess Carlee and transported her to a local hospital for evaluation, the statement said. Police also responded to the scene to investigate, according to the statement. It's unclear where Russell had been since Thursday, and no further details were provided. Additional information will be provided when it becomes available. So it's just really copy and paste. Ain't nobody really saying nothing new here. I don't think we're going to get nothing else really until probably Tuesday or Wednesday in the middle of the week, toward the end of the week, because they're probably going to give her time to just chill out, happy she home, get her to quiet down, and just make sure she's comfortable. And I don't know if there's going to be another maybe there will be a press conference where they will break down what's happened. Maybe there's some fugitives and suspects. I just can't imagine that there are fugitives and suspects. This woman disappeared. Nobody can make me see what the fuck is not in that footage. Nobody else is in that footage. Nobody else. Ain't no intruders, ain't no damn traffickers, ain't no goddamn body. The only other thing would be that the footage is edited, but that is not being supported by the responding officer who found her not there.
Nah, that's
and once again, had she been trafficked, I don't give a damn how fast them cars is flying on that goddamn interstate. They asses could see Carlee's ass, and how is it that the interstate's so dark you can't see nothing, but she saw a whole fucking baby, or thought she saw a whole goddamn baby, thought she saw one to the point that she had to bust a U-turn. That's how clear of a vision she had, as dark as the interstate allegedly is.
It sounds like meth.
And guess what? It was so dark out there, but them motherfucking 18-wheelers and Mercedes-Benz and BMWs knew to get their motherfucking ass over to the left lane because they saw that car.
They saw her.
And guess what? I done drove all the way from Myrtle Beach to Columbia, South Carolina, which is a 3.5-hour drive on a road similar like this, dark as hell, but I could see everything. I could see the woods. I could see to the left, to the right of me. It wasn't so goddamn pitch black and dark, because from all the lights of everybody's head beams and shit, I could see a lot of ground and environment to the left and to the right of me.
You are one brave soul, bro. Listen, bro. Listen up, bro. Like, I ain't never driving on no road that look like that, bro. Like, that's insane.
You ain't never drove on the interstate at night?
Well, one, right? Like, here, right? Like that road don't look like an interstate though. Like, it looks like right? Like, that's like right? It looks like it's like in the middle of the woods. Like, we have like, right? Because our highways are nowhere in the woods.
Okay, so I've driven from Charlotte to New Orleans, and I've had to drive through Alabama. It looks just like that. The only thing is that I refuse to drive at night, so we left early in the morning. But yes, it does look like that.
Yeah, bro, like that, bro, like that's scary.
Yeah, they ain't got enough. I don't know. I just left Alabama. I'm from Alabama. For some reason, like in the Birmingham area, they don't have enough lights in certain areas. Like it be so dark.
And I feel like that's on purpose.
Yeah, like why you ain't got no pole lights? I was so ready to get back to Ohio.
I feel like that's on purpose. And then when we were driving through Alabama and Mississippi on the highways, there's like little hidden, like little drive, just like little parking spots for the state troopers. And you know, those racist state troopers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's exactly why I did not want to drive at night, because they were hiding in the cut.
Wait, who's hiding the cut?
The popo.
Ah, gotcha.
So Connect Mobile Video said, "Woo, they saying there was no child. Sounds like to me she was meeting someone. No, she wasn't. Why the hell would she call the police if she was meeting some damn body? Like, y'all not thinking about the shit y'all are like."
It sounds like she wanted to like disappear.
I want to, let me give y'all the simple tools of critical thinking. Make sure that whatever you think makes sense. That's just before you let it come out your mouth, just actually think about whether your shit makes sense to what's going on here. Now, if she was meeting somebody to get some dick, to get her pussy ate, whatever the case may be, if she was going to meet up somebody, why in the hell would she call 911 and tell them that there is a wandering toddler on the interstate, and then call her sister-in-law so that she can have somebody to stay on the phone with as she go checks on said person she meeting? And then where is the damn person she meeting in the damn footage?
And she grown as hell, so why she gotta do all this to lie about going to see a man?
She like 25, right?
Yes, you tripping, connected. Okay.
I mean,
you're 25. Like that, like y'all gotta. The phrase "make it make sense" applies here fully. You gotta intentionally let your brain make it make sense. You got to do the math. Okay. Now, the New York Post reported that the Alabama woman who vanished when she stopped to help a stranded toddler on a busy highway was found alive Saturday night. Carlee Nicole Russell returned to her home in Hoover, Alabama before 10:45. The Hoover Police Department confirmed to WBRC. The outlet reported that she was dropped off at the residence and appeared to be in shock. Russell was transported to a local hospital for evaluation, according to police. Hoover is located roughly 10 miles south of Birmingham, the state's third largest city. Let me scoot over to the left. Oh, let me just go out a little bit. Hoover police confirmed to the Post more details will be made available. Okay, so we will be getting more information, you guys, as they continue their investigation into where Russell had been during the 2-day disappearance. This got missing 411 all over. It's just crazy. Russell went missing on Thursday. We already know all that. She reported on the phone with 911 that after that around 9:30 p.m. before speaking with her sister-in-law 6 minutes later when a scream was heard on Russell's end of the line before going silent. Officers arrived just minutes later and found Russell's running car, cell phone, and purse. Police were unable to find any sign of her or the child, she reported. Quote, in the process, at some point, she got out the car and my daughter-in-law could hear her asking the child if they were okay. Talithia Russell, Carlee's mother, told the outlet. Quote, the child did not respond, or at least she did not hear her respond. He or she respond. And then she heard our daughter, Carlee, scream. And from there, all we could hear was noise, background noise in her phone, which we later found out was noise from the interstate. A traffic camera video obtained by WBRC from Interstate 459 at mile marker 11.7 is believed to show Russell's car pulling over before she vanished. Russell had just finished her shift at the Woodhouse Day Spa in Birmingham and stopped to pick up food for herself and her mother when she spotted the child, which she estimated to be 3 or 4 years old, Talithia said. One witness told police they saw a gray vehicle parked near the scene and saw a light-complexion male standing outside Russell's car, according to Lieutenant Daniel Lowe of the Hoover Police Department, which we know never happened as well, because we can see no damn man was there and no damn gray car was also there. So she apparently was in shock, child, which once again, yeah. I don't know what to say. It would be hard for me to believe that something physical happened to her by a human being, because I'm just gonna need that to be supported by the footage. And this is well lit footage. This footage is wide open for your wide eyeballs.
I
And
see people on Facebook saying she might have been on that Flocka, but that don't explain the
right,
that don't
it don't
explain the
explain
footage.
the disappearance. It don't explain it. Like everybody is throwing a ball over the fence. Like it doesn't. The drugs don't explain her disappearing out of thin air.
Or
Like,
maybe we are just like missing something though from in that video.
okay, and what will we be missing at this point? We done seen this footage a trillion times and slowed it down, fast forwarded, watched it over and over and over
Maybe
again.
just due to, or look, maybe right again, just due to the lighting, how the grain is working, we just lost track of her.
No, I didn't. I kept my eyeball on her motherfucking ass. Believe that. I didn't lose track of Carlee, honey, because I was looking for anything. I was looking for anything else. I was looking for that shadow to show up over here, over there. I kept my eyeballs on her ass to see exactly. I was on her ass like a cat is to a sparrow.
Mm-hmm.
Man, hey, listen up, man. She needs to get her ass from out that hospital, man, and do a press conference ASAP, bro.
We're gonna get more information, probably not from her, but
Or look though, like, and they claim that she was in shock. So how are you in shock, but then remember your exact address to get dropped off at?
I mean, shock ain't amnesia.
Yeah.
Nah, right? Not again. When I think about like she was just stricken with shock, I'm thinking about you're like zombie
Yeah.
like.
But you got to realize, like, the people who diagnosing her aren't doctors. Like, they're making observations based upon what she appears to be. So these ain't medical professions reporting that she's shocked. That came from reporters who reported that she appeared to be shocked, when she could just, I mean, she could be shocked, or she could just be, she just could be going through a lot of emotions, not necessarily shocked, but just going through a lot of emotions, which is why she had the capacity to give up her address. But even if that, Flacco, how do you? Oh, I forgot. Maybe we overlooked something. I was gonna ask you, how the fuck do we still, even if she was in shock, how do you explain the disappearance? But you're gonna say because we could have missed something.
Here, because we know right, because look, we know two things here. We know there wasn't no toddler. And we know that nobody else came into that rear view to snatch her up away. So those are the two things we do know. So like, if there's only two more explanations, though, is okay, we maybe just missed something, lost track of her, or something we didn't see, or she vanished out of thin air. Like Jesus just came and took her away from out of thin air, or aliens, or she, a glitch in the Matrix. Like, and like, if there was a glitch in the Matrix, then how does she just pop right back up?
Because
in reality.
So you could have listened to my first live, because I went over so many instances of people getting swallowed up into other dimensions and shit.
Who?
And what you mean who? You need to go look up Missing 411 and just get into that, and it'll give you all the premise you need. It's off the chain, Flacco.
It has to be drugs, right?
No. What you mean?
People missing.
No. People go missing in the wilderness all the time. Do you know what the wilderness and woods and our oceans actually, like, metaphysically represent? They represent the unconscious mind. This is why things associated with, like, the ghouls and goblins oftentimes are put and observed and experienced in that environment. The woods, like heroes back in the day, like sometimes your rite of passage was surviving the wilderness. Like, that's even seen in the New Testament, where Christ goes and fasts for 40 days and 40 nights, where in the wilderness. The wilderness is always associated. It's a physical representation of the unconscious self. So there's a lot of things in the wilderness, and it's where all type of Now, realms and dimensions exist everywhere. For every physical thing, there is a realm associated with it, right? Like you got the physical oceans, but then you have the spiritual version of the ocean. And that ocean can have various creatures in it. It could have sea monsters, it could have mermaids, mermans. There could be all type of various intelligences and consciousnesses that exist in that realm of the ocean. The forests have a realm. There's the physical version of the realm, and then there's the spiritual version of that realm. And just like we have psychics and mediums, things that people may or may not believe in, who can astral project into the other side, interact with the other side. The other side can interact with us because there are points of contact that bridge both worlds. Those bridges aren't even necessarily just the capacity of one entity and a human being with a special gift, but literally are just vortexes and portals. And this is historical. Have y'all not watched Ancient Aliens? Have you not?
Of course.
Like not y'all, but y'all is in the Flacos of the world. Like this shit goes all the way back. Like they're now concluding that the reason why there's so much synchronicity in the pyramids and the similarity of the pyramids all around the world and these triangular structures is because humans at some point had the capacity to actually step through portals and enter into other locations and continents on the planet and transfer information this way. And this shit is represented in the religions too, Flacco. The Tower of Babel, time travel. These are not new concepts.
We're just spiritual beings having a human experience.
Flacco is the people I was talking about in my last live. Okay, the dense,
come on, bro.
The dense left
time portals.
The dense left brain people who gonna bust hell wide open upon Judgment Day.
wait. The question, right? So, okay. So, if time portals existed back then why don't we have access to them right now?
We do. No.
So, how do we access them?
The general public never does. These things have been gathered. This so-called knowledge has been oppressed and suppressed by the global elite.
Yes, this is something
technology is here. Why you think we've seen an acceleration of? Do you know that the technology advancements we have today were literally all a catalyst for the reverse engineering of UFO technology?
Yeah, it was already here. All technology was already here.
There's nothing new under the sun.
The Roswell crashing, like our government had alien technology and then re-engineered that technology, and that's why we've been able to make what is called these extraordinary, extreme technological leaps because of the advancements of other interdimensional beings who are crossing over and interacting with this space and shit going down that leads to us being able to capture and utilize their motherfucking technology.
So aliens had the internet.
Yeah.
Man, come on, bro.
Do. They got more than the damn internet. They have the ability to jump dimensions. These intelligences are jumping time-space continuums. They're bending time and space.
That's the way Hippolyta's character Lovecraft Country. She went to different Earths. She collected all of this knowledge, and then she went back to where her daughter was.
Wait, who? Sorry.
I
didn't catch that.
It was expressed in Lovecraft Country. Hippolyta's character, she went to different Earths, like Earth 502. She went back in time. She gained all this knowledge, and she went back and shared it with her daughter. It's possible.
That was my show.
Listen, I can't even.
Hey man,
I'm about to call a man to go in research. He literally is responsible for whistleblowing the shit out of the real government and what's really going on in the world, especially as it relates to alien technology. And he brought on military pilots, military authority, people who were able to corroborate, able to speak in detail about the presence of interdimensional intelligences in our skies. Our militaries are interacting with these ships and these crafts. This shit is being whistleblown all over. And Flacco, how can you be this out of touch?
Hey, listen, right? Because
He's too busy in the manosphere.
Wait. Now listen.
You're trying to keep women in their damn place.
Wait. Listen. I am not a part of no manosphere. You feel me, right? Like, yeah, you feel me? Like, nah. You feel me, bro? Like, I feel like the red pill and manosphere like stopped being like a cool and enjoyable experience. Like, once motherfuckers like started losing their minds, right? Like, for example, like what I'm hearing now, like just pearly things is saying like women shouldn't vote. At that point, I'm like, all right, bro. Feel me? Like, right? Like, it's time to hop off. Like hop off board that particular train, right? But in terms of like the aliens, right? The only possible aliens there could be, right, is if we, let's say, like, like we went to the moon, right? And we went to, let's say in outer space, and like we somehow bring back these super microorganisms, right? By accident, right?
Flacco, I'm here to tell you, it's not a possibility. Do you know that the Pentagon and Congress are literally having whole discords and disclosures about alien UFO UAP phenomenon? Check out WorldCam and see the meetings from yourself, from your own military, speaking to the Supreme Court about the nature of these crafts and this technology that we have, and that's being interacted with by commercial air pilots that are being made contact with by fighter jets, etc. This shit is not in the light. This is not theory. This is the shit that's actually going down in our world as we speak.
Hey, conscious. Hey, bro.
The Flacos of the world are just, they don't expose themselves enough to actual news that matters. So, yes.
Bro, listen, bro.
Atmosphere is all that's in that little peanut brain of yours.
Nah, hell no. Nah. Hey, bro. Listen, Rachel, look.
Adam 22 and Jumper does.
No, man.
And Whack 100.
Nah, listen, man. I'm out to fuck shit.
Does and any type of nigament. Oh, Flacco want it.
Hey.
Flacco want it. Anything that matters though. Oh, Flacco like what?
Facts though. You feel me?
What is all that shit?
Nah, but though.
Shit. That should be in the myth. That should be in the real category. That'll be in some undealt with folder in his DMs. But all the trash shit is the shit that's a reality and the shit that he expertise on.
Okay, listen, Rachel, look though. So here's why I'm not buying this in particular, right? If you're
even when it comes from your own goddamn government, your own government is forced to deal with what you're saying is not really a reality. Okay. Well, the Pentagon would disagree with that. Military and Navy would disagree with that. The Oval Office would disagree with that. The declassified records would completely disagree with that. Secret Service would disagree with that. I mean,
here, right? Right. So look. So show me a white man who is confirming this, right? Because so far I'm just seeing a Negro with an oversized coat suit on speaking. You feel me? And ain't no way I'm believing a nigga with a bald head and an oversized coat suit confirming aliens. Show me a good old white man.
Okay, well, there's a mayonnaise for you.
Yeah, breaking this down.
This is happening in front of a whole committee. Okay, you see all the white men in the room?
All right.
Wow. So you won't even believe a man that look like your father, but you will believe a man that look like your oppressor. Oh, okay.
That Negro got man.
All right. Oh my God, boy. There's a lot of work we gotta do on you, brother. We gotta do a lot of work. We got to
what? No, I'm just saying,
we gotta put you in a sober living facility, brother. Like
that Negro eats. Listen, man. That Negro eats bean pies, bro. I ain't listening to no nigga who eat bean pies about UFOs and you feel me? But hey, listen though, right? You know, but hey, you feel me? The good old white man is saying it now. Hey, listen, I might have to listen. You feel me?
Wow.
I may have to listen.
Wow.
You feel me?
Not surprising.
I joke, I kid, you know. I kid, you feel me?
We have so much work to do, but even after all that work, we are not going to be able to save everybody when the time comes. Some of our people are just going to have to perish.
Flacco is what the Bible means by reprobate.
What?
Reprobate. When you hear the word reprobate,
yeah,
just think of Flacco.
Listen, like that word is out of my dictionary. I don't even know what that means. And here, let me Google it.
Yeah, pull up
reprobate. Wait, REBATE?
Yeah, reprobate. RAPOBATE.
Good old white man.
It says to disprove, condemn, or it says a depraved, unprincipled, or wicked person. What?
That part. Depraved, the first part. A depraved, debased
that's crazy.
Yes. Up on depravity. That is what Flacco is, okay?
That's nuts.
Do you still work? Like, where you at? Because I know you went from No Jumper and you was working at another podcast. Are you still working there? Or are you back solo dolo?
Nah, I never left No Jumper. I just do. No, I just do my own channel too. We're almost at 100K now, coming up.
Congratulations! I've seen that. Put in that work. I'm scared for the 100,000 folk following you, but
yeah, right. You feel me? Hey,
you trying to create 100,000 little Flaccos, and that's a problem.
Oh, but
that's a pandemic.
Wait, but hey, Conscious did duck that conversation with Sharp, man. I won't forget.
I ducked the conversation? How?
And listen, because I told you, give me a date. Let's set up the.
I totally.
You feel me?
I had so much shit going on at that time.
Nah. Listen, man. You ducked the smoke, man. Come on now, bro.
I don't even see you at No Jumper no more.
What? Nah, listen. I'm there every morning. I just interviewed Tony the Closer.
Oh, you interviewed my nigga Tony the Closer. I didn't know.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen. That nigga is exposed to everybody.
Familiar. You do look familiar. I know I've seen somewhere.
This is No Jumpers Flacco, honey. Okay, Missy Boots.
Yeah, yo, bro. Listen though, I ain't gonna lie though. The last week or so, like Adam 22 has been the most Googled person in the world.
Mm-hmm. Because he let his wife get smashed by a black porn star.
What a king, man. What a king.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
And now he's being dragged through. And he's being dragged through and through for letting his wife be smashed by a well-endowed black porn star.
Well, hey, wait though. Now, if you watch that tape though, I'll be real. We was expecting him to come and give a real proper Negro fucking, but he wasn't even, you feel me, like hitting it right. You feel me, bro? Like you feel me, like listen, and it was a piss poor performance by the black guy, bro, which we were shocked. You feel me, right? Like he's supposed to, you feel me, right? Like he was, like yeah, bro, like he listen, and he let the streets down, Conscious.
All this shit
reminds me like
that Adam 22 shit just reminds me of I saw Mandingo, came out in the 70s.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen that movie, Flacco? Have you seen that movie?
I have not seen the movie, but I'm Liberian and I'm Lorma, Mandingo, and Pele. So that's my tribe.
Okay, so unless you're familiar with the storyline, I don't think we can really
Nah, tell me like here, right. So look, so I know that the Mandingos are fetishized. So like, was the movie about 12-inch penises and black men fucking a bunch of white women, or was that another movie? What?
Have you seen it, Conscious?
No.
Okay. I'm
Yeah,
just
man. Here, Mandingo movie cliff notes. I'm about to just Google it real quick, man.
I'm gonna tell a story I never told before. It's pretty short.
Flacco would not have hit that puss any better than the male adult star that was hitting that.
I personally will never, have sex with my friend's wife, right? Because I actually think of them as family, right?
Wait, I heard you pick up men who have smashed other men's chicks and pick them up like as if it's an honor to be able to accomplish such a thing. To violate your partner in such a way is
listen, man.
I brought up the Mandingo movie because this Adam 22 person, he said he's approved of his wife having relations with this black male. He approved this.
Yeah.
Okay, so he says he approves of it, but they really don't want their women having sex with some big black, I hate to say it, some big black man. Because at the end of the day, just like in the movie, there's a hatred, and I feel like it's in the background subconsciously in Adam 22 that there's a hatred, and eventually he's going to want to not kill the person just like in the movie, but all that fetishizing and it's just so disgusting. And
I'm gonna be honest, I feel like
education in that.
I feel like white men have a deep inferiority toward black men's masculinity.
Yes.
And that's really why they be leaving a women and they be lowering like their desire for their white women when they've been with white men, because deep down white men know they can't compete and they feel like she's gotten the best, so there ain't no follow up. So so the white man.
Have you seen Adam porno?
No.
Now
I do not find Adam desirable in any way. I don't want to see him in a sexual.
No. Look though, I haven't watched it personally, but he's known though, right? Like he's known for having a well endowed.
Is Flacco?
You
be knowing how big these niggas' dicks is, Flacco. You be watching these porns.
But I feel like in Adam 22, when he lets his woman be, taken down by a black man like that, in their mind, it looks like they're being raped'd, even though they're having sex, but in their minds, they want to see that happen. You get what I'm?
Yeah, no, right here.
Because they're being taken down. They feel like Adam told Lena to do this. Keep it petty. I look out the news.
Ooh, child.
Yeah, listen. Like, that's just absurd, right? But, bro,
is it?
That's absurd, right? Two, like the whole that whole thing has been debunked. And there's really like nothing to it, right? But then two, bro, they made millions from this. Like, this was all about the money. You feel me, right? Listen, they made M's. Like, I'm talking about like 10+ million from this. So if you ask any man in your chat room right now, would you let your wife smash another man for a $10+ million paycheck plus residual income for the rest of your life?
If
Man,
they
come
be
on,
honest and they say yes.
Man, come on, bro. Right. So, like, I don't even like think though, and it's about like him feeling intimidated by another man. Because again, according to the ladies who watch Adam's, porno, like they say he has a supersized one for a white guy.
According to the ladies.
Yeah, you feel me? Hey, I ain't watching.
Are the ladies a nickname for your eyeball? The ladies, right?
Not. Hey, listen. No, unreal, right? Feel me? Right? Like, right? And he's good in like that department, right? But in terms of the black guy, though, conscious, you have to watch that movie, bro. That black guy he ain't putting no work, man. You feel me? Right? Like,
why?
he ain't putting no work.
He probably wasn't even attracted to her ass, and it was just a gig, and he wasn't gonna put
wait. Nah, that's not. Listen. Have you seen Lena? Like, she's a very beautiful woman. Like, ain't no way he wasn't attracted to her.
That little screenshot I saw was like her eyes was rolled back. I don't know. She looked a mess to me.
And if she doesn't kind of see women in porn and men in porn age differently, a man dick don't really get like, it can only not work if it just doesn't work. But if she is getting it blown out, we don't know what that felt like to him. Like, was it even wet on the inside? Did it even have any cushioning? Like, it could have been a whole lot of reasons why he just wasn't impressed. It wasn't really nothing to smash there. Like, she might be beautiful on the inside, but
listen, though, we seen him though. Well, hey, listen, like, we seen him.
I mean, and you got to think about how sacred is that puss that her own husband didn't think to preserve it for himself. Like, he don't mind.
Man, nah, come on, bro. That's not
like,
come on, man.
Here it is, Here it, like, he can share that shit around. Like, that says a lot about his attitude and maybe his own experience of his woman emotionally, etc. Because to your point, no, anybody who loves their wife, you couldn't even put a $10 million head on them sharing. Wife. But
wait, though.
I understand why something like this could be done when it comes to Adam, because the both of them are porn stars and they in that world. So,
and she gave him 400. Wait, though, she let him sleep with over 400 women. So, like, he let her sleep with one guy is now like bad.
No, I don't.
I
don't think it's bad.
Yeah, you feel me? Yeah, right. Yeah, but bro, like, I don't understand why. Hey, right? Listen, I've always been told, right, to be happy and blessed, being broke and highly favored, and stay out them rich folks' business, right? So when I see
something
people
you don't do, which is why you are a commentator.
Hey, listen up, bro. I stay out them rich folks' business, right? So, which is why I don't understand why the economically deprived people like myself was on Twitter criticizing millionaires for a business move, right? Like, that's blasphemous, like, to me, right? Because if you broke and highly favored, and this man is counting millions, and there's one video about to make him like 10 more million, like, and you don't even got like $26 to your name, and right, like, you got to wait until Friday to re-up on $600 paycheck. How can you even like question this man choosing to take a $10 million hit?
Like I said, it ain't like they Mary Poppins and Popeye the Sailor Man. Like, they ain't just like regular smuggler people. So I get it from the life they live in the world they in.
Mm-hmm.
Why it makes sense, but at the same time,
look,
I think that
be real, though, conscious. Be real, man.
I think that both of them ought to be scared of each other, because if they can put a price on sex, then somebody can also pay them out of their marriage. Like, because when you practicing that, if the grass is greener on the other side philosophy, then everything gets disposable in your life. So the fact that he could give her up for this amount and she could give him up for that amount makes me question how much more could they give up as it relates to each other. And the truth is, they could fully give up each other for the right person for the right price for the right situation, because they both practice objectifying the fuck out of each other and everybody else. So everybody is actually compromised around them.
Maybe they got open mind.
They're the kind of people who you can think you on one and you they bested and y'all so close, and bitch you watch out the next day because it's just business, because everybody can get that work when it's just business. Anybody can be on the chopping block because it's just business. So ain't no real shit going down in that. It's just all business. And so that would be the way you
be real, conscious be real with me, right? Look, right? So look, be real with me, right? Now listen. If let's say this, right? If Mr. Marcus or Brian Pumper comes to you, conscious, right?
I'm doing them.
And they say,
one from the front, one from the
right?
back, baby. Just set me up. I said they could do me for free, baby. We ain't got no.
Oh no. They're saying on camera we want to pop that pussy open for $500,000.
They could pop this pussy on camera for not for free. It's
a free porno? Okay.
It's Mr. Marcus and who?
And Brian Pumper.
Yeah, I will. Brian Pumper can pump me for free.
On camera, and they can sell
every light on in the studio.
Hey, listen,
they
man.
Can shine them same damn headlights that them 18-wheelers was shining on that goddamn Interstate 459. Light the room up, baby.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro.
I'm gonna be honest.
For free is crazy.
See, that I'm actually turned off by money in certain capacities, because it's not. It just takes the natural hot and horniness out of it. Like, I can't have sex for money. I can't turn like something that is. Like, I want to be able to feel my jungle fever. I want to be able to get sex organically. Like, when it's just it's what the body wants. It's what the loins want. If you insert money in that,
listen,
you gotta find you an actual prostitute.
Listen, look, right? Again, look.
Do people
I'm not a homosexual,
organically hot and horny no more? Is that not a thing? Like, is now money is a new hormone?
Conscious. Listen, conscious.
I live a normal.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. 50 to 100 million can make anybody like hot and you feel me? Like hot and bothered. Again, I'm not gay, but 100 million
you would be
can probably make any man attracted to anything.
So you can be brought,
right?
So
your pussy can be bought.
No, pause. Not the pussy. Meaning again, I don't think 100 million is enough for me to get penetrated. You feel me?
Wait a minute.
That's not right.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You will let constipation penetrate your ass for free, but you telling me you won't take a dick for 100 million?
Wait.
But you will take constipation for free, but you won't take a dick in your ass? It's hard shit that come out of your ass every day for free. You telling me that you ain't gonna take a dick for 100 million?
Nah. Hell no. Hell no.
That's why you gotta pick your
come on, man. Hell no.
Mouth for telling the truth. You are damn lie. 100 million. Where else you about to just come into 100 million at? You get an opportunity to turn into a damn Elon Musk.
Yeah.
And you gonna refuse so.
Yeah. Nah, man. What, like, listen, to get penetrated? Nah, man. Nah.
You don't even sound convincing, Flacco.
Right. Nah. I mean, real, right. But 100 million, like it is enough to at least make anybody like think about it. You feel me?
Nah, my brother. You a nigga. You came here on a banana boat. You had to get it from the mud. Your motherfucking ass ain't turning down $100 million just because you ain't gay and gotta take it in the ass. You gonna be a straight nigga taking it in
man.
you feel me?
Nah. Now look, right? Now look, if you say like it's the other way around where I guess I'm the top.
Mm-hmm.
Even that, I don't know. You feel me? I don't think that
I
go,
don't know. Is yes, I would do it.
Nah, man. You feel me? Nah, bro. Even that, like, I don't think that I can go through
I don't
with it.
think I could do it, means I could do it. Okay,
nah, man.
Anything that you can say absolutely is a I absolutely can.
Nah, man.
And it's okay, because in your world, right, it's just business. Money talks.
Shit, nah, hell nah.
So everything got a price tag on it. Sexuality got a price tag on it. Asshole got a price tag on it.
Nah, hell nah.
Everything is an LLC in your world. Everything.
Better question for you though. Or what's the better question for you though? So, would you go straight for
no? Because
$1
I
million
don't do it for money. No, because I don't do nothing for money. So it ain't enough money.
So you wouldn't fuck? Let's say this. You wouldn't fuck Cardi B for $2 million.
No, I wouldn't.
Man, stop it. Cardi B?
Yes, Cardi B.
Man,
just like you claim you wouldn't fuck Mr. Marcus for 100 million. So why would I fuck Cardi B for 2 million?
If I was to take $100 million,
but how am I?
I don't think that I'm about to take the biggest dick, bro. Like man, come on, bro.
Take the biggest.
Hell nah.
But you can take a fun size dick for 100.
Nah, man. I still can't do it, man. I still can't do it, bro. Feel me? Yo, because, bro, like that's you like just giving away your entire manhood.
No, it's not. That's like, hold on. I'm gonna tell you why that's not the case, because then that will mean that gay men don't have a manhood who take dick willingly, and taking dick does not define our manhood. So why would you, as a straight man, taking a dick define your manhood?
Somebody pay. Wait though.
Selling your soul.
Somebody like pay for your integrity.
It ain't, but it's sex. So where's the integrity?
You don't like men. You are not a homosexual, and somebody paid you to be a homosexual for like 5 minutes.
No, somebody paid you to take it in your ass for 5 days. That's different from being a homosexual. Because what
5 days is crazy. 5 minutes.
Because what defines you being a homosexual is you having a genuine desire for it. So you would just be a straight man taking a dick in your ass for 5 days. You wouldn't be a homosexual.
Hey, right? Look, though, right? So, a little better question, right? So, for the two women who are currently on the panel right now, listen. I know that y'all are
shit.
Huh?
He finna ask y'all some lesbian shit.
No. Listen, look. I know that y'all are some respectable, God-fearing, Christ-like women. So this is just a hypothetical. Now, I was told that every woman got a number, right? Saying this, like, you know, like nobody is willing to engage in transactional, give me this for my pussy. But I was told that every woman at some point have a number. Do y'all have a number?
Because Flacco
is it 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 7,000? Is there a number?
Because Flacco got his. It's two.
Nah.
It's 100 million for a dick in his pussy.
Nah, listen. 100 million, nah, man. That's like. Nah,
why you trying to act like in your mind 100 million is just an equivalent of $10, nigga? Like 100 million is $100 million.
That's not enough, man.
You ain't turning that down for nothing. Even if that 100 involved you having to unalive a completely innocent person, Flacco, you doing whatever for that 100 million.
Wait though. Now listen, I'll probably unalive somebody for 100 million. That for sure. That is for sure, for sure.
Oh, so that won't take away from the integrity of your fucking so-called manhood and the strong moral
He'd
compass
rather go to
you have.
prison.
But taking a dick up your ass is a breach of integrity.
Yeah,
Unalive a
yeah,
completely innocent person, though, it's just like going grocery shopping. No higher or lower ground. Wow. Okay, ladies, he asked y'all a question. If y'all want to answer it.
Does he mean like being with another woman?
No,
Or
man.
I don't know. I got morals, so probably not. It really depends, though.
Like, wait. I look. So look. So let's say this. So a guy
Not
who
for
you're
no
somewhat,
10,000 though. Gotta be waiting.
huh?
Not for not. That's a really low number.
Then 10,000
That's the
for
highest
just
you went.
for like 5 minutes, and you are somewhat attracted to this guy. It's strictly like transactional. You never see him again.
No, not 10,000.
Like, what's the highest though? Like 15, 20? Like, what's the? Oh, sorry. Like, what's the bare minimum? Like, you would take?
I'ma just pass on this question.
Damn. Hey, listen, man. Last question. All right, look. Now, this probably will like, okay, like this probably won't ever happen, right? Because I don't think there's anybody like who's walking around with 100K, like, right, like, like trying to buy something. But let's say this: if a female wanted you for the night, would let's say 100,000 do?
100,000 to be subjected to lesbianism for the night.
Yeah. Hey, man. Hey, listen, man. I personally don't think the two queens will turn gay for only 100,000.
No,
like, they have
you
more.
are the only person who would turn gay on the panel.
What?
You are
What?
the only person who would turn gay, period, on the panel for
Nah,
a amount of money for the
nah.
right price.
Hey, right, look though, right. So look, if you like here, if you up it to even $1 billion, I still don't think that I can do it, man.
But see, what's
Yeah,
fascinating to me is that all of your responses have to do with what you think you wouldn't do. Because you know damn well you have the
Nah,
to do these things. Okay,
Nah,
so
man.
you might as well just upgrade your what you think you wouldn't do to a for the right price. I would do.
Look though. I looked, right. So look, all right. And here's a question for you, like, Conscious. Um, and who's that guy, man, that like you had beef with, cause he got sued by Larry?
I don't know who that is. I don't know who losers are.
I bet if you had to sleep with him to save your mama's life, would you do it?
Mama, I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to rest in peace, honey.
God
It's
damn.
it's been so nice knowing you. It's a good thing that we all have to die at some point. So it's not like dying sooner makes a difference because we all got to go. So I might as well just let you go right here, right now, sugar. And consider it an upgrade because you can now go from my mama to being an ancestor.
Well, hold up. So you think that the D Moore guy, that he's so trifling that like you wouldn't save
I
your
would
mama?
do what my mama would want me to do, which is to let her go for the sake of my dignity and the sake of my integrity that you spoke about earlier. That is, my
I'm
mama
gonna
would
be
never.
100%, man.
My
My
mama
mama
would
ain't
never.
dying for nothing.
My mama would not want me to compromise myself. She raised a principled, whole, strong Black man, and she would not want me to keep her alive at the expense of who I am.
Man, Yo. Here, right. So the last question, right? Because I do gotta go to bed
There's
soon,
two questions
right?
you got. Go ahead.
Yeah. You look. So I gotta run, right? So, last question. So I stopped keeping up, because I think you like stopped covering it, but I stopped keeping up with the whole Tasha K and Larry Reid shit. How is that shit going on? Is Tasha K being sued now?
Tasha K is being sued by Bishop Whitehead and running down to bankruptcy court, allegedly committing bankruptcy fraud as a result of a Cardi B lawsuit. So,
Wait, and Bishop Whitehead is the Gucci pastor, right?
Yeah.
He had like the Gucci Deluia.
yes,
He
filed a $360 million lawsuit against her the other day.
Is he like going to jail soon? Like, don't he got like federal indictments?
He got trial coming up next February. They just set a trial date for February, so he'll be facing off in trial next year, top of the year.
Yo, damn, bruh. Well, hey, listen, man. Like, good luck to him, man. And yo, and have you like talked about the Brother Polite shit?
I think I did last month in my Hot Topics. I covered it when they had reported, I guess falsely, that he had allegedly pled guilty, but he debunked that.
So that was false?
Yeah. He had went live and said clearly everybody would be a bunch of dumbasses to believe that he would plead fucking guilty to something that he's paying his lawyers hundreds of thousands and millions of fucking dollars to defend him. He has not made no fucking plea deal. There's no proof of him pleading guilty or nothing. And he threatened to sue everybody like Tony. He threatened to sue Tony the Closer, etc. and all that for putting out that misinformation, because apparently it was Tony who put it out. But then Tony allegedly changed his post after Polite had came for his neck. So yeah, apparently that's not true.
Well, hey man, I hope that everybody, work things out, man. But yo, Conscious, man, I appreciate you, man. I wish I could
on the motherfucking platform. You to bring me over there. You always coming over here tearing my shit up and triggering my shit
man.
Up.
Yo, listen. Listen. I've been trying to get you on, no jumper down for
into the no jumper studio so that you can see me whoop every straight nigga's ass up in the studio. That's why you've been trying to get me over to no jumper shit.
Yo, not right here, right? Here right now, because remember, like you were real critical of the Sharp and Chris Shot Rocket Blueface interview. So I say, yo, listen, like come on the show.
I stand by what I say.
Huh?
I stand by what I say.
Hey, man, nah, bro. Hey,
I ain't scared of that fake ass fucking gang style slice his fucking face up.
God damn. Nah, hey, though. Here, right here.
Fettuccine sauce on top of his motherfucking ass.
Wait, pause. Dominique says, thanks, Flacco. I'm triggered. About what?
By the fact that you would open up that pussy real wide and long for $1 million. That's how.
Hey, man. Hey, listen up, man.
Reverse cowgirl.
Conscious, let me know when you want to come, all right?
1,000.
Hey. Please let me know. Here, listen, bro. Like, we have, like, damn near all of August open, all right? So, if you try to come August, let me know, all right?
Okay. All right. Thank you for
being here. Folks.
I appreciate you, Flacco. Flacco always come and get it turned, y'all. But on that note, we should definitely close out the show because that was a hard right on to What the Fuck Boulevard. So alleged update, you guys. Carlee Russell has been found. She has been taken to a hospital for evaluation. Adriana says that allegedly she has been sexually assaulted. The reports says that there's going to be information that is coming. So we're going to keep our eye out on all this information. This is an incredible story. It's a very bizarre one. There's a lot of moving parts to this story. It's going to be interesting to get as full of a picture as possible, and hopefully we get an honest and full picture to understand what took place here. We're happy she's home, and yeah, we're gonna see now. We're gonna just wait now to see what happened. What happened to Miss Carlee Russell. It's going to be very interesting to hear what that experience was. I hope it's not true that she's been essayed. That is horrendous and fucking horrible, and I would hope that that's not something that happened to her. I would hate for that to have had happened to her. That's very traumatizing to experience. So this is just going to be very crazy, but sound like we're going to be getting some answers. So I'll be keeping y'all updated. I want to thank Adriana, and also thank once again I Am Strange Peaches for coming up and joining me in this discussion. I'm gonna let me post a link to the Twitter page where you can see the video with much better clarity. Anybody who's interested in looking at this footage again and again and again. Hold on, let me make sure this is right. Okay, yeah, this is the Twitter link. So this is the Twitter link, you guys, that I just posted. You can click on it, copy and paste it, put it in a browser, and look at it. See if your nosy mint can detect anything out of the ordinary that's transpiring, etc. And once again, remember, when it comes to the story, you guys, the question is not, was she drugged? Did she take drugs? Is she mentally ill? Because none of those things answers how she disappeared into thin air. None of that answers that. What in the hell caused this woman to be there on the passenger side of her car talking to her sister-in-law, to this alleged toddler, to police pulling up not even minutes, a minute or a minute and a half later? No toddler, one scream, and then nothing. Her wig, her hat is in place of her. She vanishes in the thin air. She shows up 2 days later in shock, driven home. Very bizarre. Very bizarre. So this is going to be interesting to see. And then she's in shock. So I don't know how much of her memory is intact if she's in shock. Because sometimes, depending on how shocking and traumatizing an experience is, the brain will go into self-preservation mode and go into safety mode and suppress certain memories. Maybe even create false memories in place of like more soothing, rational perceptions that the brain can handle versus things that are too extreme for the mind to handle, that it will trade out for false memories. Like a lot of people who experience alien abduction experience like the way their brains shaped it was a home invasion. But then when they got into what you call the therapy, regression.
Yeah, I think it's regression.
I feel like I'm missing a word though. It's but yes, like regression hypnosis helps victims who have experienced like very extreme things, very paranormal things, help them to retrieve the actual memories. So the brain is very loving and very protective in that way as well, where it will shape our experiences if they bear too much stress on the mind, especially when it comes to otherworldly type of experiences, which can really challenge people's logical thinking and can actually create a psychosis if the mind just cannot handle it properly. So it's a lot of complexity there. So that's why I say it's going to be interesting to see what narrative we get. And I'll be keeping you guys updated. So I want to thank you, Adriana, and thank you, Strange Peaches, once again for joining me. This was lovely. And when we get another report, I'll be up here talking to you guys, and we'll be seeing what the fuck going on. But if any of you ladies have any lasting words, sound off.
No. I don't know if you'll be on tomorrow if anything does happen. Well, that you'll be on, but I don't know if I'll be on. I'm going to see Erykah Badu tomorrow, so I'm so excited about that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, we'll be here in Charlotte.
Lady. Okay. Tell us how that goes, y'all.
She does rituals on stage, so
yes.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yes, it could be amazing. Okay.
I'm at work now, so I just curled up my locks. So there's just getting myself ready.
Yes.
I'm so excited. Yeah.
I'm excited too. And shout out your channel before you get out of here.
Oh yes, it's Peaches and Dreams. Somebody wrote Peaches and Dreams. Somebody added an S, but it's just Peaches and Dream podcast. We're actually in the chat. So.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah. Because I hardly read the chat whenever I'm doing commentary to keep me up, to keep my brain focused. I ain't even see it down here. But Peaches and Dreams, you guys, and that's Peaches, the symbol, and.
Yep, right there in the chat. So she's actually in the chat.
Yes, there it goes. Okay, yes. Click that link, you guys. Subscribe to Peaches and Dream podcast. Okay, amazing. And let them know.
You did not have to shout us out like that. That was so unexpected.
Yes, of course. We got this content creator. Adriana, ain't you a content creator too, right?
Yes, I am.
Shout out your shit. You see all these content creators up here. Shout out your channel as well. Which is
my channel is Adriana's Report. I'm not currently doing any content at the moment though, because I'm just living life. Maybe when it starts snowing again, I'll get back on there and get back serious about it. But it's Adriana's Report. You can go subscribe and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, subscribe to Adriana's Report. She only comes out during the winter. Does come out. So content will be coming in the winter. Okay, so make sure you guys subscribe to her platform. And once again, thank y'all ladies for coming up. I'm gonna take my ass to bed because I am about to eat.
I don't get off until 6, so I'll still be lurking in the YouTube streets.
Well, you ain't got that long to go. You only got about 3 more hours?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna let y'all go. Enjoy y'all night. God bless y'all. I appreciate y'all. And sign up to the podcast, Peaches and Cream podcast, you guys. Also want to shout out my somebody just donated. Thank you, Natasha, for the 888. Come on, the triple angel numbers. Yes. You gave me a fire emoji and a smiley. And thank you to my baby mother, FB, for the Cash App as well. You guys know we're working, honey. So all donation information is in the description box below, as well as Patreon, as well as my emails. And any information you guys get about the story, once again, just hit me up in the email, etc. Hit me up on the Patreon. In the email and all that stuff, and Instagram. And yeah, I'm tired. My brain shutting down. So I'll see y'all later today, chat. Okay. Love you all. Good morning and good night. Bye.